Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. And tonight, I'm bringing you the Tottenham fan phone-in show. And we already have a couple of members, but let's welcome a few people to the building. We have Clegg UK, big up Clegg. We have Fen from Everything Football. He says, "Come on, you Spurs. David will be getting the membership in soon. Just can't get them at the minute. Sorry. No problem, lad. Here, if you have Twitter, message me on Twitter, lad. But look, we have a guest here in a rush. So we're going to get him on straight away, and it's the returning Lily White Lane. Don Robbie, how are you keeping, my man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Taking a little break during the international break, but as I say, I'll be back going on other people's channels, working more for my channel. As I say, and it's an absolute pleasure to be back on the channel. As I say, I've been watching a lot of your content over the past few weeks. It's been absolutely fantastic. So it's a pleasure to be back on the channel, David.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. No, look, it's good to have you back. Chatting to you beforehand, you said you needed a break. I encourage everybody here to get in and show your love for Robbie. Tell him that we want him back on the circuit here now. We want him back producing videos. Well, Robbie, what have you? Sorry, actually, quickly, I just need to do honor my membership shout out. Sorry, Robbie. Just do that quickly. We have Arthur Everett, Adam Fox, Spartan 7 Gaming, Jordan Stevens, Elliot Walsh, Wayne Bonner, Matthew Collins, Will Stewart, THFC Rants, Brian Daigle, Wayne Winter, Joe Grimes, Premier Hotspur TV, Full of Hullidan, Danny Kiriakou, Dolphins Cry, Nathan Collins, Kieran MacDonald, Celery Agent, Bob Spur TV, The BG, TJ Lewis, Kev Williams, Rob C, John McCauley, Clegg UK, Jack Kineke, and James Watson. Big up all the channel members, big yourselves up. And of course, if you want to become a channel member, the link is in the description below. Grab your white membership, come on and have your chat, or grab your gold, come on and have your chat, and there's also a Spurs story in that involved. But Robbie, what do you want to talk about today, my man?
Look, man, I brought something to the table, and this is something that I thought about last night, as I say. And this is, right, listen to this. I know the Tottenham Hotspur, I believe that Tottenham Hotspur need a rebuild over the next few years. I truly do. And I've compiled my own little list of 5 players that I believe can get Tottenham Hotspur Champions League football. 5 players that we can bring in for this rebuild that can get us Champions League football, that can help progress the club. So, David, I wanted to ask you, could you name 5 players that can get Tottenham Hotspur Champions League football that we can take forward into this rebuild, as I say? Because I believe we need a rebuild over the next few years. Obviously, manage the situation, whatever's going to go on with that. We need to bring in players. We need to sell players. We need to bring in players. And in my opinion, what 5 players would you bring in for Tottenham Hotspur? Any 5 players. And as I say, try to keep it realistic as possible. Yeah. 5 players that you could see us signing over the next few years.
So look, if I'm keeping it realistic, so do you want what I'd sign this summer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So okay, what I'd sign this summer is I'd definitely go for Hakeem Anderson, the guy that's on loan at Fulham. If I could, I'd definitely go for Milinkovic at Fiorentina, the guy with the release clause. That's doable. I believe them 2 as centre backs coming in. That's doable. We definitely need a right back. Right back. Look, I would love to get Max Aarons. I'm not sure if that's going to happen anymore with the name surrounding him. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Sven Botman is a good option as well. Left-sided centre back, he'd be a good option. Midfield wise, I definitely do think we need a centre midfielder, Robbie. I'd love to get in Sabitzer, if I'm honest. I do think with Skip coming back in, that'd be perfect backup for Højbjerg. And then you can have Sabitzer there as well. That'd be perfect. And he can play all across the midfield. He can play out wide either. He has played them positions. So for me, that's who I'd be looking at getting. I do think it's realistic because look, we can sell Fight if we need. We can sell Carter Vickers. With Sessegnon coming back, potentially you could sell Ben Davies. I would. That would be my plan. With Skip coming back, you can sell Harry Winks because you have the homegrown for homegrown stuff like that. So that's perfect. Robbie, who would you have your eye on?
Look, here are 5 players that I thought about. So these are 5 players that I believe we can take forward into it. Number 5 for me would have to be Paulo Dybala. Now, it's very likely this this deal isn't going to happen. But for me, he's talented. He's fantastic. He's really, really good. He can play as an attacking midfielder, as a centre forward, as a striker, as a right winger, as a left winger. You know, he's very, very all over the place, and he's positionally aware. He's fantastic, always in the right place. So obviously, we were linked with him in 2019, and we're still being linked with him right now. It does make me think if we're still being linked with him now, there's got to be something up. So Dybala at number 5 for me.
Do you think that could be the same situation as what we ran into last time with all the little niggly bits in the deal?
Could be very, very interesting. It definitely could be very interesting. But he's a player I'd love to have at Tottenham Hotspur. But over the other players I've got on the list, on this list, he would be last. And that will take me on to the next player. And for me, it has to be Milan Skriniar, a defensive rock. Struggled to get him in last summer. It cost a lot of money. But if we want to rebuild this club properly in a market where you have to sell players to buy players, Skriniar's a perfect player for me. I say hopefully Levy can work some magic if possible on this defensive rock. And if not, we go for the other 3 players on this. So I say Skriniar and Dybala, I'd love them too. But are they realistic? Probably not. So let's go on to the final 3 that I've put together here. So I've got Marcel Sabitzer, like you say, creative midfielder, fantastic for me. He's the guy we need. You imagine Højbjerg and Dombele in that double pivot with Sabitzer in front of him, and even more maybe on the right wing, or a new player on that right wing. So I say he's definitely on this list for me at number 3. Number 2, you may be very surprised by this one. I'm not sure financially how much we'd have to pay for him, but it'd have to be Jude Bellingham, the current Borussia Dortmund player, in my opinion.
I'd love to get him, but I don't. I don't think that'd be realistic. I'd love to get him though.
Birmingham retired his shirt because he was that good of a player. And honestly, at 16 years of age, I'm not 100% sure how it would cost. Maybe 40 million, maybe 50 million for a 16-year-old. It's absolutely mad. And the guy's so talented. He's fantastic, phenomenal. Yeah. I'd love to have him at Tottenham Hotspur. Is it realistic? Probably not. But if we really do want to rebuild, this board needs to actually invest for the future, especially in a rebuild. Rebuild this team with future players, with future stars who are going to be at this club for years to come. So he goes in there at number 1. Koulibaly for me. Kalidou Koulibaly. I think he's very, very talented. Defensive rock. He's getting a little older as well, so we can keep him for the next few years to be a general experienced player at Napoli. He's been a fantastic player all his career. As I say, he still deserves a spotlight. And he comes in at number 1 for me. So those are my 5 players that I would have chosen. But as I say, you know, there's a lot of players out there who I think would be very, very interesting for this rebuild. And there is something I do want to ask you. I know your thoughts about Jose Mourinho. I know you want to back the guy. I know you believe that if you back him, his CV tells you he'll go out there and win trophies. Do you honestly believe he's the right man to rebuild this club? Or do you believe it's going to be more of a 2 to 3 year thing for Jose Mourinho, and then we need to bring in someone else, such as a Nagelsmann, a Rodgers? You know, go ahead and give your thoughts.
No, look, I genuinely do believe he's the right man for the rebuild. Look, in terms of, it's kind of at where Pochettino was, but it doesn't need to be as drastic. So when Pochettino's first season, he was allowed to, I think it was like 12 or 14 players he was allowed to clear out. Now, this rebuild doesn't have to be that drastic. If we can clear 4 or 5 out this summer, get 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 in, I genuinely do think you're going to see a much better team next year. Look, a lot of people want to go down this whole thing of another 5-year rebuild. We don't have to do that. We have Jose there. The money will be there. Look, if the board can stump up 50, 60 million this summer, which I think is realistic for a club like Tottenham, plus with selling players and stuff like that, you can get another decent transfer window in. Look, like the thing is with Jose, we like if we can get 3, 4 players in, 4 or 5 players in, right, we can have a real shot next season rather than having to go through a whole new rebuild with a whole new manager, because I can't see our best players sticking around. And once they go, then it truly is that size of a rebuild. Then you might need to go down that route. But while you have Kane and Son here, it's not the best. For me, it's not the most logical or the best route to be going down. For me, you try and keep Kane, you try and keep Son, and you add to that, rather than letting your 2 best players go and then having to rebuild completely, because you're talking a whole new system, a whole new team. It doesn't have to be like that right now. And that's the thing. I don't want to be going backwards. I want to keep going forward. So for me, I do think if we can give Jose a few players, move into next season, because there's already been a lot of promise this season. As unforgivable as the Zagreb and the Arsenal game was, there was also a lot of highs earlier on in the season and stuff like that. with this current squad. Now, if we can rotate them players, I do believe next season, you know, with fresh faces coming in, obviously, and some of the rats, I call them, going out, I do believe, you know, it stops that process of a whole new 5-year rebuild. It doesn't have to be like that. For me, I want to win trophies now. For me, it's about getting the best manager in time and time again, and getting the players in. You know what I mean? So that's what that is for me, Rob. To be honest with you, the likes of Nagelsmann and Rodgers, that for me, I would go for something like that if Kane and Son went, if Kane and Son left. But right now, for me, it makes sense to build with Kane and Son and bring in the few bodies, get rid of the few bodies, and go and have a real go next season.
What players would you want to sell off then?
I want Harry Winks gone. That's number one. I want Ben Davies gone. That's number two. I definitely want one of Serge Aurier or Doherty gone. Preferably, I like Doherty gone. If I had to pick, look, to be honest with you, I want the two of them gone. I actually want the two of them gone. That's not realistic, but one of them, I think, on performance-wise, I think Doherty should go. Centre backs, I'd like to see Dyer maybe shipped out. Dyer shipped out for me there, and I'm a bit dubious on Dele Alli right now. I want to know what his plans are. I want to know what he wants to do. I want to hear him come out and say what he wants. If he comes out and says, I want to stay at Tottenham, I'm more than happy to keep him here in the summer. You know, look, just write that season off and the year before that as well. Just write it off and look, you know, give me the new Dele 2.0. If that doesn't happen, well then I want him gone, to be honest with you, because for me, we can't be in a situation where we're asking players to get out on a pitch. We should have players at the squad that should be showing the manager week in, week out in training why they should be selected, not the manager having to go up to them and say, oh, well, you won't play today. Because that's no football club can run like that.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with a load of those. I definitely agree with most of them, honestly, and I can see where you're coming from on Dele Alli. I think Winks and Davies, definitely they're the two players that I believe we can sell off, and there are some clubs which bring them in. And from all those players, I honestly believe we can make a good 40 to 50 million, honestly, from all those players. Maybe 30 million. 40 is maybe a push, as I say, but we can make a good amount of money. And this is where the issue is. That money needs to be invested in new talent. And a major thing that could happen over the next few years is stadium naming rights, sponsorship. It goes on.
I believe they're in talks with that now, actually.
Exactly.
So that's another thing that can generate cash for the summer. But Rob, it'd be interested to know. Sorry, I'd actually like to know where you stand on the Jose situation and on the rebuild situation. Like, do you just think Jose is not the man anymore, and you want a complete rebuild? Like, you want to bring in a new manager, or do you want to kind of, you know, see this through, give Jose another summer to try and, you know, get rid of some of the deadwood, because we know them issues are there regardless of change of manager. Them issues are going to be there, and bring in players. Or do you want that to happen under a new manager?
Look, it was only a few weeks ago that I said after the Zagreb game I want Jose out, and I honestly can say I'm wrong for saying that, because I think it was more of an instant reaction. I was so frustrated and upset with it. But in my opinion, when it comes to Jose, you know, he's a manager, like you say. You take a look at his CV, you back him with the players you want, you back him with a team, he can win you stuff. Now, in my opinion, what we do is we back him this summer, right? We back him this summer with new players. We sell off those players. We don't renew their contracts like Levy loves to do and Lenik loves to do. And we don't do that. What we need to do is sell off players, bring in players, especially in the market where you have to sell to buy during this whole pandemic, as I say. And then you give him next season. You give him next season with some fresh faces and a good enough squad to get top four, maybe even make a push for the league and bring a trophy. If he doesn't bring us a trophy next season, right, then you have to ask questions. Then you have to say, in my opinion, Jose isn't the right man for the job. And that's where I stand on it. But in my opinion, right now, you take a look at this team, and Jose Mourinho used to be a manager who could create players. And right now, I don't believe he can create players. But at the same time, I think, you know, how do I put this? I think he's lost the ability to turn a nobody into a superstar like he did, you know, with the team Porto. But I still believe he's a class manager. I still believe if you back him with the tools that he needs, you know, he can make something out of this team. It's like basically, you know, what the board love to do is they love to write, go ahead and build this house, but I want you to build this house with just a single screwdriver. It's like you don't do that. You build this house with all the tools you need to build this house. And those are my thoughts and opinions. You need to back Jose this summer. Then if he lets you down next season, then if he continues taking a negative approach and doesn't win us trophies or get us top four, basically, you know, next season I want league title contention, if I'm being 100% honest. And if he doesn't get any of those things, then you have to question him. But as I say, those are my thoughts and opinions on Jose. But David, I am going to have to head off right now. As I say, it's been an absolute pleasure coming on.
No, Rob, it was great to see you back. And, you know, the comments are there. Everyone's saying that they want to see you back making the content and everything else. Robbie, I love listening to you, man. I hope to see you on the watch along on Sunday, coming on beforehand and speaking to us. The three of us are going to be back for that as well. So I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you back out making videos. And if you ever need anything, my man, my inbox is always open on Twitter, and that's the same to anyone.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thanks, David, for bringing me on. And everyone who's watching, if you haven't already, smash that like button on David's channel, please. This man's out here every day, as I say, making content, brilliant live streams for you guys. You know, I cannot state enough how much of a legend you are, David. You're absolutely fantastic. So much respect for what you do on this platform, as I say. And I can't sing your praises enough, because I think what you do is absolutely fantastic. One more thing I do want to say before I go, honestly, and
just plug your channel, don't forget.
Yeah, well, in a second. But this is more of a downside, and it is the tragic news that came out this week about Claude. And you know, I'm sure you've said it before on a live stream, but I just want to pay my respects on him.
Work away.
All my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, as I say, in these tough times. Honestly, I never met the guy, never spoke to the guy, but from the amount that I've seen on him on other channels and people who I know, he just seems such a genuine bloke, such a genuine guy. And honestly, all my thoughts and prayers go out to him, his family, and just hopefully he's in a better place right now. An absolute legend, you know, definitely an inspiration to me and many other football fan content creators. So I just want to pay my respects to him, as I say. But if you do like the sound of my voice, please go and check out my channel on YouTube, Lily White Lane, all kinds of Tottenham Hotspur content, previews, reviews, predicted lineups, player ratings, the whole shebang. So please do. But before you do that, as I say, keep supporting David, guys. Keep on doing it.
Gentleman, Robbie. Look, Robbie, you're an absolute legend. Before you go, I do encourage everybody, get over and check him out. Look, you know, you always see him on Match channel. Every channel he's on, he gets a lot of love. He always takes over the comment section. So get over there, smash and subscribe on his channel and help this guy. And Rob, it's great to see you back, man. Fresh head, let's go Sunday.
Brilliant, man. Come on, you Spurs. Let's do it in Newcastle. Let's do it in these
Come on, you Spurs. Let's do it. I'll see you, Robbie. Before I bring on the next few guests, what a guy, Robbie. But before I bring on the next few guests, I just want to catch up on the comments here. We have Kev Williams. Kev, believe it or not, I was actually only thinking about you earlier on. I was trying to find you on Twitter. I haven't seen you in the comments for a while. I was going to message you to see if you're okay, because I know you had a bit of a situation, but I couldn't find you. But it's good to see you back, my man. We also, let's welcome Cody Mack to the building. Big up, Cody Mack. He says, Harris Army mobilising, awesome to see. Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. And of course, actually, lads, do what Robbie says. It really does help on the algorithms with smashing that subscribe button. It really does help when the videos are finished. You know, get in, give it an out comment, give it an out Harris Army, or, you know, come on, you Spurs, or an opinion. You know, I always write back. So get your comments in under the video as well. And also, lads, you know, it's payday. Help the Irish Hotspur. It really does help the channel grow. It really helps me keep making this content. I have a lot more stuff coming up. You know me, I'm always full of ideas. So big yourselves up. And of course, grab that membership. Grab the white membership. Grab the gold membership. White membership, you know, there's perks. And also it means you can come on here now tonight. Grab the gold membership. You know, there's a Spurs story in that involved as well. But honestly, I do want to say, actually, first of all, as well, is a big thank you to everyone who has supported me. You know, the people that smash the likes, smash the subscribe, the comments, promote my videos, follow me around on other channels. You know, everyone that's the super chats, the members, you really don't understand. When I first started this, I thought I'd be talking to 10, 50 people at most. I really didn't think I'd be talking to people. I was looking at analytics today. I have people all over the world watching and all. It's absolutely madness. And big up the Harris Army, the Harris family, the Hotspur family. So thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. Let's welcome a few more people to the building. We have Mr. K. Big up, Mr. K. We have Mr. Bawaji. We have Ross Vernon. Big up, Ross, by the way. He says 2 questions for you guys. If Jose leaves this summer, who do you want and who do you think will come in? If Jose leaves, to be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it because I actually don't think he will be sacked. And who do you think will come in? Look, there's sounds of Nagelsmann, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet either, man. Big up Joseph Cattle as well. We have Daniel B. the GOAT. Big up, lad. We have Mac. Big yourself up, Mac. Kev Williams. Big up, Kev, with the super chat. He says, Winks, Dyer, Sissoko, Lamella, maybe Davey, Seldom. Big yourself up, my man. I fully agree with you as well. Thank you so much for the super chat, lad. Dark Sun G21. Also, actually, Gary Speed. Big up, Dark G. C as well. Big up, C. Gary Speed, if you're watching, man, I hope everything's okay with you, man. Regarding to the comments and all, yes, I hope you're all good and I hope your parents are okay, my man. Big up Paul Brown as well. Big up Lappers82. Big up my man Lappers, you absolute legend. Who else have we got here? We have Brian C. Big up Brian C. Says just discovered the Irish Spurs YouTube. Army David and Matt. Great stuff, lads. Keep up the superb videos and best of luck with your channels. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Brian C. Thank you so much for that, man. Really do appreciate that, and I'm sure Matt does as well. Big up Kevin Murray as well. Absolute legend. Kevin Murray's in the house. Big up Wesley as well. We have Wesley. We have THFC Fan Bible. He says, you okay, Dave? Yeah, no, I'm all good, lad. I'm all good. Rob C. Big up, David. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Rob C. as well. Big up Jake Fowler as well. Big up Sergio the setter. Big up everybody. Just making sure I haven't missed any of the super chats, lads. Because the comments is going off like mad here. I am so far behind. Sorry about that. But look, I haven't missed any. I haven't missed any. So right, let's get on the next few guests, lads. Let's bring on the next guest. The next guest is our man and everyone's favourite. He always has a home at the Matt Hayes and at the Irish Hotspur. It's Arthur Everett. How are you keeping, my man?
I'm fine, David. Nice to be on your show. Hello to everybody who's watching. I hope you've all had a nice day and all keep safe.
Yeah, and everyone else, say hello to Arthur. He's hoping you've all had a nice day. Arthur, what do you want to talk about, my man?
What do I want to talk about? Well, I'd want to say about all these stories flying around that Spurs are interested in this player, Spurs are interested in that player, you know. But it all comes down to Daniel Levy. That, you know, he decides who comes in and who doesn't come in. You know, I know we was last year, I think his name was Skriniar, and 50 million, but now I see his price has gone up to 75 million. Well, we won't get him for 75 million.
No.
Dybala, you know, there's a saying about Dybala again, but we won't be able to afford Dybala with his wages and all that lot.
It's all the niggly bits of the deal on that one that concerns me, because if we couldn't get it done last time, well, I don't know. I don't understand why we'd get them ironed out this time.
But according to Alistair Gold, the you know, the bits what go with him is all finished now. So it's just a question of buying him. But, you know, it's buying him and his wages. He's a fantastic player, but we wouldn't get him. You know, what I'd like to see is Jose's players, what Jose wants to come into the club, not what Levy will get him. I would like to see what Jose wants. If he say he wanted 3 players, I would like Daniel Levy to go out and get those 3 players, what Jose wants.
Yeah.
Not what, oh, we can't afford him, we can't do this, you know. I want 3 players what Jose wants. And I think then that we would be a better team with just his players. No one else's, but what he wants.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I fully agree with you.
And the other one is Gareth Bale. You know, according to Zidane, he doesn't want Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't want him. He's never going to play for Real Madrid again. Do
Yeah.
we really want him, though? How much will he cost for us to buy him? You know, and what about his wages? You know,
I think with Gareth Bale, I think there is an option there for Spurs to take up a second year on the loan.
yes,
So I'm not sure how much exactly that's going to cost, but I don't think it's like, obviously there's the wages and stuff like that. But I think in terms of the cost of it, I think it is actually going to be substantially lower than having to buy a player for that position when we do have to improve the defence dramatically.
yeah, but I think we'd still have to pay the 240,000 pound a week to top up his wages.
Yeah.
We'd still have to pay that.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, it's all money, and can we afford it? Will Levy, you know, pay it all? This is the thing. The buck stops with Levy. You know, that is it. The buck stops with Daniel Levy.
Well, that's why his words there from you, Arthur.
And we've got to get rid of some players. You know, we've got to. You know, like Dyer. I think Dyer's run the end of his course now. I know I might ruffle a few feathers, but I'd say I'd get rid of Hugo Lloris as well. I would let him go and buy. See if we could get Pope from Burnley. Is it? You know.
Yeah, Pope. Yeah.
From Burnley, Hugo Lloris, Dyer, Doherty, or Sergio. You know. Who's I forget the other one's name there. I can't think of his name tonight.
Sanchez?
Yep. No, well, Sanchez is a bit of a, you know, he seems to be playing quite well when he plays with Toby. You know, he does seem to play. You know, he'd be good as a backup, Sanchez. We definitely need you know, a good.
Well, he'd be a better backup than what Dyer is, anyway.
Oh yeah, we definitely want a CB, you know, left-handed side, you know, and also I'd like to see the youngsters coming in, you know, Skippy when he comes back. I'd like to bring him back, you know, from Norwich. Don't, you know, not another year's loan. I think because I've seen him a few times and he's been, you know, he plays very, very well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him come back, and I'd like to see some of the youngsters. You know, that's what I would like to see. Some of the youngsters, because we don't know what gems we have got if we don't see them, do we? You know.
Yeah.
And players also, what Josie wants and all that. But I want to see more of the players what we've already got playing for the team. The Spurs. I want to see them play for 90 minutes. Give everything for 90 minutes, you know? Yeah. Josie tells them what to do. He doesn't go out there and say, oh yeah, play defensive football, play good for 20 minutes, but then we'll sit back and all that lot. He tells them to go out and like win the game. But they're not doing that. You know, they haven't got how can I put it? They don't seem to want to do it, if you see what I mean. Like, most people would give their right arm if they were playing for Spurs, some players, you know, but you've got to give it to them. You've got to give it to 90 minutes, not 10 minutes or 40 minutes, you know. Like, I know people don't like, but Lamela, he plays the way what all the Spurs players should play, like. He does give it to them, you know, like the Arsenal game. He was the only one that was, you know, really giving it to them. No one else seemed to be. They just seemed to be dead.
You're going to upset Will Stewart now with that Lamela comment.
Sorry?
You're going to upset Will Stewart now with that Lamela comment. Well, you see, Will now, there'll be a comment in here now, like lightning now in a second. They'll give you an old stat.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Some people like him, some people don't. But there's loads of players in Spurs team what people like and people don't. It's your own taste, really. You know,
Yeah.
you all,
Yeah, 100%. And come here, Arthur. Are you confident going into the game at the weekend?
yeah, I should think so. It'd be hard to break down first, but I think if we get a goal, the first goal, then we should go on and beat them. Well, we've got to beat them. There's no, oh yeah, a draw. We have got to beat them because otherwise we would just kiss top four goodbye. You know, he's like at least, you know, and he. But no, we've got to beat them, and we've got to go out there and play a game. Give us a good game, something to be proud of. You know.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Reggie is back on. Reggie Long. Let's hope he comes back in. Yeah. I hear that Song might be back in as well. So
yeah, Jose was saying that in the press conference today that he expects them two to be back.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You know, I'm waiting for Song to sign his other contract. You know.
Yeah, what do you make on that, Arthur? There's links with Bayern. You know, I think Spurs fans are 50-50 at the minute because there was things, you know, that it is more or less done. It's going to be parked to the end of the season and then it'd be done then. There was noise about that earlier on in the season, and now all of a sudden there's these Bayern Munich links flying all around the place. And of course, look, he knows German because he spent a bit of time over in Germany and stuff like that. What do you make on the links?
To me, they should say, are you going to sign or not sign? Because I don't want this to be... Spurs made him. When he come to Spurs, he wasn't as good as he is now. So, you know, through the managers, they've made him what he is, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be another Sol Campbell thing. Yeah, I'll sign at the end of the season. Yeah, I'm thinking about this. And then Sol Campbell just run his contract down and left for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that with any Spurs player. If they don't want to sign their contract, sell them. It's best to sell them than let them walk away with nothing, you know, because that's what happened with Sol Campbell. He kept saying that, you know, he'd sign and sign and sign, but he didn't. He done a dirty on us.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Arthur, we have a super chat here. I just have to take it. Big up, Paul Brown. Big yourself up, man. It really does help the channel, man. You've no idea. Big yourself up. So generous, man. Solely for the passion and research, etc. Come on, you Spurs. 4th place incoming. Thank you so much, Paul. I really do appreciate it, man. You don't understand how much this really does help the channel. We have one more there. Jesus, Paul, you're starting off your reaction. Big up Sergio, title setter. There's no actual comment. If you forgot to put it in, just put it in the chat. I will bring it up and I will read it out. Big up Sergio and big up Paul Brown and big up Kevin Williams for the super chats, lads. You really don't have any idea how much it really does help the channel. I want to go back to a comment here as well, Arthur. Ross Vernon. He says, Arthur, if Jose leaves this summer, who do you want to replace him?
Jose won't leave this summer.
Good man, that's the answer I wanted to hear.
Jose won't. Levy won't get rid of Jose. You know, he'll be here till his contract runs out, and then if he's done well by then, he'll let him. He'll sign him and again. He'll sign him up again. He'll give him another contract, but he won't. He won't leave in the summer. Jose, that you know, will not leave in the summer.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
What else was I thinking about? Oh yeah, I was going to ask. Do you think we could get to top 4?
Look, I was looking at the fixtures yesterday, Arthur. I have them here in front of me. I have them all written out. Look, out of the 6 teams chasing the top 4, Arthur, we actually do have probably the easiest, one of the easiest set of fixtures, along with. We probably have the easiest set of fixtures, to be honest with you. So, you know, after Newcastle United and Everton, we have Southampton, Sheffield United, Leeds, Wolves and Villa. Now, we should be winning all them games. We should be beating Newcastle. We owe Everton, so I hope the players are up for that. We also owe Newcastle. United are going to come here. You know, I want to do them as well. And then we also have Leicester last game of the season. So it could very well come down to that. With Leicester's run of fixtures, Arthur, look, they have Man City, West Ham. Okay, they have Southampton, West Brom, Palace. And then they have Newcastle United, Chelsea, and then us as well. So, they have a very tough group of fixtures, Arthur. So, I do believe that there are going to be 2 spots open, 3rd and 4th. So I do believe we do have a chance, especially with no Europe, because Chelsea still have Europe, Liverpool still have Europe. So I do believe we have a chance.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there with what you read out, and I was looking at the fixtures myself. We've got to win. We can't drop silly games. We can't drop points against silly teams. The teams below us, we have got to go out and beat them. We've got to go on a run now. If we get a good run, well, how many games are left? 9? Is it 9 games left?
Yeah, 9 games left, yeah.
Games left. So if you put a run of 5 games to win, it's 15 points there, isn't it? You know? So see how you go then. But we've got to go on a run now of how many games we can win. And we can't lose no silly games.
No. I agree with you. Arthur, is there anything else you want to talk about before we let you go?
No. Oh no, it's all right. I'll text you it because it might spoil it for when people listen to.
Yeah, I get what you're going to say. I know. Yeah. No, just send me a text, Arthur.
I will. But it's nice being on your show, David. And
everybody, it's a pleasure having you.
Everybody was out there. Please go to David's channel, like and subscribe, because this man is going to go places. He's a real gentleman. He talks to me on Twitter and all that lot. He's a real gentleman. And I do hope that people will like, subscribe, and get him going. There you are.
Thank you so much, Arthur. You're an absolute gentleman. You're too kind. I don't deserve it. And a big thank you so much. Look, it's people like you, that show me the love and take your time out to come on and help support the channel and everything else, Arthur. So thank you so much, my man. I really do appreciate the kind words. It's too much.
That's all right, David. You're worth it. Good night.
Thank you. Look, I hope to see you on the Matt Hayes watch along as well on the phone-in show beforehand. I hope to have a chat with you there Sunday as well before Newcastle.
Yeah, that'd be nice. See you Sunday then. Good night, everybody.
Brilliant. Good night, Arthur. You enjoy your evening and your weekend now, my man. I'll see you later on.
Yeah, I'm going to have a beer now.
You do that. You enjoy it, my man. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, just a big up, Arthur. What an absolute legend, lads. What an absolute gentleman. His words are too kind. I don't deserve them. What an absolute hero. We have a chat here. He says, Sonny is waiting for Kane to sign, double signing Levy, speciality. Yeah, boom, there you are, lad. No summer signings. It would not surprise me. A couple of other few things to get through here as well. There's a chat here from John Cooper. I just want to get that up. Give me 1 second. I'll have to go on. The chat is flying. I'm so far behind, lads. It's absolute madness. Big up Lars as well. Lappers, he says, what also cracks me up is mainstream media trying to engineer moves for our key players when we're above Liverpool. Yeah, no, look, it's just on international break. They need to fill stories, need to get people to tune into Sky Sports, etc. So why not roll out the bandwagon, get them all to spout the same narrative, you know what I mean? It's clear as day to see. And John Cooper, this guy definitely knows what I mean when I say stuff like that. With his podcast, he says, Dave Harris, do you still think Mourinho will prove the doubt was wrong in 2021 season? Yeah, John, I do. I really do. I'll be honest with you. I do. I wouldn't be saying it, to be honest, man. I think with a good window and stuff like that, I do think it's definitely possible. Jesus, lads, sorry, the chat is flying, so I'm just going to have to get to the big up the We Are Tottenham TV lads as well. Big yourselves up. My guys, Ben and Sim, absolutely loved them. Two absolute heroes. Let's get this super chat and then we'll get the next guest on then as well. Jordan Stevens, big up Jordan Stevens. You're too generous, man. And like I said, lads, the super chats really do help the channel. Thank you so much, man. You're an absolute gent. Good to be back in another Harris stream, supporting the main guy. My struggle to come on this evening, but we'll see how it goes. Thoughts on goalkeeper? Yeah, no bother, Jordan. I know. Look, Jordan's a bit under the weather. Everyone wish him well. Make sure he's okay. And if you don't get on, Jordan, tonight, no problem at all. And look, I'll definitely see you get on Sunday or something anyway. And thoughts on goalkeeper? Look, for me, if Hugo could give us another year, I definitely like it because it means it could save us spending cash for at least another year and concentrate on the defence and the midfield. Thoughts on a goalkeeper? Look, I know Donnarumma. I know it's ambitious, but you know me, I'm an ambitious guy. Donnarumma, he's a keeper that I like. He's a keeper. His contract is coming up, so why not put a sneaky little word in his ear and see what to make of it. Why not? You know what I mean? But if not, I'd love to go and get Pope. There's a few keepers out there, Jordo. But big up, Jordo. I hope you're all right. And thank you so much for the super chat, my man. You're an absolute legend. Lads, let's bring on the next guest. Let's bring him on. He's been waiting a while, and I do have to start getting through them a bit quicker now. Sorry, guys, for everyone that's waiting. But it's Joe Grimes. Joe, my man, how are you keeping? Cracking day over here today, lad. Nice weather.
Yeah.
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out, man. Yeah, it's crack weather here in Ireland. The sun's out, and yeah, happy to be on the stream here tonight, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
No problem at all. No, it's a pleasure to have you, my man. So, what do you want to talk about, lad?
Well, after a long and painful international break for us as Ireland fans, take a quick preview of the Newcastle game of the weekend might lift our moods a bit.
Yeah, no problems. So what are you thinking? Do you think we should just rock up there, spank them, leave again? You know what I mean? Rock up there, go up to the tune, spank them, have a good night out, head home again? Or, you know, do you think it's going to be a tricky one? Because, look, I was speaking to a lad on Chris Cowler's channel yesterday. He's fully expecting them to sit back and try and take a point. So, you know, or maybe try and catch us on the counter. He reckons Callum Wilson will probably be back. St. Maximum is back. Their best midfielder, Hayden, he's out missing. So they probably will have Jeff Hendrick playing and that, which we know is a bonus for us, lad. He's absolutely shit, isn't he?
Oh, a shocking player. Absolutely shocking. Stealing a living up there.
No, he is, but it suits someone like him up there. But what do you think of the Newcastle game, man?
No, for me, David, I think only 3 points are acceptable for me. Like, Newcastle are absolutely shit. They're in free for all. All their fans want their manager out. They've 2 wins in 20 games. Yeah, they look like they're on a one-way ticket to the championship. So, yeah, only 3 points is good enough for me. And if we go through the season without beating this Newcastle team, we'd an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, 100%. Just 1-0 to the Arsenal. You said you'd be watching us in the Europa League final. No, we'll wait and see. I hope you come back when you're knocked out in the semi-final. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, as I said, just 3 points is only good enough. Newcastle are shit, and we should be going up there and beating them comfortably enough.
Yeah, look, for me, I do think it's about taking the chances, Jordan. What do you think? Because, you know, look, the last game when we played them, we had about 20 shots, man. We should have absolutely smashed them. You know, it didn't happen, of course. We only took one chance and then they got a penalty. So what are your thoughts?
I think that was just a freak game. Every team has one of them games where they just won't go in and one team gets one chance and one goal. I think it was just one of those games. But hopefully go up there, Jose sticks with guns and plays the guys like in the Villa game that want to play for us. And we should be playing then.
So. Yeah, 100%. On the players that you think don't want to play for us, who do you think's in that camp, Joe?
The likes of Sissoko, Winks, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer as well. Those type of players. I don't want to see them in the team for the rest of the year, to be honest. I want to see Tanganga and Rodon play this weekend, and maybe to stick with the same back four as against Villa, and roughly kind of the same team. Maybe take Vinicius out and put Son in. I'd keep Lo Celso in there, get some more minutes at his legs. They play roughly the same team apart from Son coming in.
Yeah. Well, good news as well on that front is that Reguilon and Son are back, so that's great news for us down that left hand side. What threats do you think we need to look out for Newcastle? Obviously, St. Maximum. Look, you know, the guy, you don't know what he's going to do, to be honest with you. You know, he's definitely a threat. Callum Wilson was a threat in behind as well. Do you think Newcastle have the capability of breaking us down if they do attack us?
Not really, no. St. Maximin's a good player, but he blows hot and cold, to be honest. I think we just need to watch out for when they bring on Big Andy Carroll towards the end of the last 10 minutes. They might have a few set pieces, but hopefully we should be out of sight by then. I want to get this game wrapped up early and give Dennis Cirkin a chance to come on, hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be interesting to see if he's on the bench tomorrow. I'd definitely be up for Dennis Sorkin getting a run out, even though he has done the turncoat lad, and he's in the England setup now, which has annoyed me, to be honest with you. We're Tottenham TV says Unai Emery going to going to teach Arsenal a lesson not to sack an experienced manager for Pep's cone, man. Absolutely love it, brilliant. But what else do you want to talk about, Joe? What else do you want to talk about? There's lots to talk about.
I kind of only had that Newcastle game in my head, but I think yesterday we were kind of touching on Harry Kane potentially leaving the summer. And,
yes.
So yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen this summer. I think the finances won't be there for teams to come in with that 150 million that we're looking for. So yeah, I think Kane will be sticking around next year. Whether Son is or not, I think the Bayern Munich links are true. I think that'd be a good match. I think if Bayern came calling, Son's fan will be pushing that for him to go to make that move.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Quickly, what do you make of this, Joe? What Caleb says, if both players want to come to Spurs, but you can only buy one for 45 million, Sabitzer or Dybala?
I'd say Sabitzer. I think we need an upgrade. We need to improve that midfield to replace Winks and Sissoko. Definitely need an upgrade there, and that midfield three of Højbjerg and Ndombele and Sabitzer sounds pretty nice, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it does sound nice. What do you make on the Sun links to Bayern Munich as well?
Yeah, I think that potentially could happen. I think it will be good. It does make a lot of sense. It'll be a good chance for Son to win a few trophies, because I know you were touched on it there in your last stream that there's a lot of pressure in Korea to go out and to become like the best Korean player of all time, because he's getting compared to Ji-sung Park, isn't he? Because and Ji-sung Park was only an average player. I just remember him used to run around like a headless chicken for United.
Yeah.
So and Son is 10 times the player he is. So yeah, I think like that obviously playing in the back of Son's mind. So yeah, I think that could be a potential move for him now this summer. But I think we could be talking 70 or 80 million if Son was to leave.
Yeah, 100%. But look, I really do want to keep hold of him. It's the commercial aspect as well. Not only that, but he's an absolute fantastic player. He's gifted. You know, he has them magical moments in him. And for me, I definitely do want to keep him. I really do. Joe, what's your score prediction for the Newcastle game?
I think a comfortable 3-0 win. Yeah, I'm
3-0 win.
I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. I think our tails are up. I think Jose he knows the players he can rely on now, and yeah, I think our tails are up, and we should smash this Newcastle team because they're shit, and no excuses, to be honest. Like if we don't win on Sunday, we can forget about top four. This is a must-win game for us.
Yeah. No, look, I agree with you. There should be no excuses Sunday. Job done. I don't care. I don't want any excuses. You know, every player that goes out there now should be going out there with the desire to play for the badge. You know, the passion, the fire to get out there. You know, not only for Tottenham but for their own careers. Like, you know, they all should want to be playing Champions League football. So for me, it's all up to them. It's all in their hands now. You know what I mean? And look, we'll wait and see what the season makes. But before I let you go, Joe, top four or no top four?
I'm going to say, I'll say yes to top four, because I know we can't. It's hard to trust this squad sometimes because they can blow so hot and cold. But look at the fixture. I think we've the favourite set of fixtures out of the teams in running, because so City and United have basically their two places are gone, and then we've seen Leicester collapse last season, and they could do it again. You never know. Chelsea could potentially drop out as well, because I actually think they're going to get to the final of the Champions League this year. I see them going all the way, and they're going to have to take their eye off the Premier League at some stage. So it will be but there'll be opportunities for us to sneak in there. So yeah, I think we're in with a great shout of top 4 this season. We have to,
yeah, 100%. So do I, lad. I absolutely love your optimism, and you know, I absolutely love it, lad. And to be honest with you, it's absolutely brilliant, because I do believe we're going to get top 4. It must be an Irish thing over here, lad. We're all positive, you know, we're all optimistic, and we all believe.
Lad, if we're not optimistic and we don't believe, what's the point? Especially when you're Tottenham fans, you have to be a bit deluded, because then there'll be no point in supporting this team. So.
Yeah, no, 100%, Joe, 100%. I fully agree with you. You know, look, you have to be. If not, it's, you know, you can walk around pissed off if you want. Usually I do when we lose, to be honest with you. But yeah. I always, you know, next game comes around, I always try to be optimistic. You know, it's probably stupid of me, but it is what it is. But Joe, thank you so much for giving up your time for coming on tonight, lad. It's been an absolute pleasure. You know, I love speaking to you. You know, I always love listening to you. And so do the Harris Army out there, everyone else out there, tuning in, getting your comments for Joe, and say thank you very much. Thank you so much, Joe, my man.
What's up there? Thanks for having me on, and happy Easter to everyone.
Happy Easter to you as well, my man. Happy Easter to Harris Army and everyone else. It's so nice of them. Wish him a happy Easter as well. Big up, Joe.
Good stuff. Cheers, Dave. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs, lad. And I'll be speaking to you again very soon, lad. Keep an eye on your Twitter, my man.
Good stuff. Cheers, Dave.
Good stuff. I'll see you later, Joe. Big up, Joe, everybody. Joe, absolute legend. Lads, you decide what you want me to do with Yank Gunner. Do you want me to leave him in the comments for you to kind of tie with? You know what I mean? Or do you want me to delete him? You just let me know. I'll do whatever you want. And guys, the chat is absolutely flying. I am struggling to keep up. So do get your super chats in, lads. It really does help, especially if you want your comment read out. And like I said, it really does help the channel. But let's bring on the next guest. It's I think Jack was here first, and then it's then we'll get a couple on together.
David, how you
Big up, Jack. You've been waiting a while, my man. Can you hear me? Jack?
Sorry, David, I can't hear you really.
Can you hear me now, lad? Can you hear me, lad? Oh, try coming back on, Jack. Just take out the headset. So next we're going to bring on Brian Daigle. Big up, Brian, my man. How's things, lad? How are you keeping?
I'm keeping good, David, my man. How are you? And happy Easter to you, my friend.
Same to you, same to you. I'm keeping good, my man. You know, I'm a small bit sick this week, but I'm keeping well. I'm staying strong. So what do you want to talk about, my man?
So no, I mean, first of all, I want to say, what a great question that Lily White Lane came on to begin with. A fantastic, fantastic question. And there's a couple of things that actually came up in that. Now, your comments about Delhi and saying if Delhi was still about and said he wanted to stay for another season, you'd keep him. But I wouldn't do that. Because the reason I wouldn't do that is only because his contract's winding down. He's gone down from 45 million, they were saying, to Aston Villa maybe getting him for 25 million in 1 year. And the more that this stops, and the more he stays like this, his valuation is just going to drop. Yeah. And I think it's come to the point now where we've got to speculate to accumulate with him. And it's not working. And if Jose is here for the foreseeable, whether it be 1 year, 2 year, whatever, it's not going to work. We've got to cut our losses with him and get him and his attitude out of the club. So that was one point. And the other point is with Hugo. I think we have to sign another goalkeeper this summer. And if we keep Hugo for 1 more year, fine. We all know he's not signing another contract. That's a given. So very, very soon we're going to need to get a keeper.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you go out and spend the money now while you still got Hugo and the other teams don't say, right, you've just sold Hugo, we want more money? Do you go and get this goalkeeper, even if it is a Nick Pope, and say, listen, for 1 year and 1 year only, you are going to be number 2, but you're going to play Europe, you're going to play the League Cup, the FA Cup, but the season after that, Hugo's gone and you are number 1. That goalkeeper, in my opinion, has to be signed before we let go of Hugo. Kind of like when we get rid of a big superstar. Like if we were to get rid of Kane or Son this year, every single team is going to up their value of their replacement because they know we need it desperately. And the goalkeeper is a position you can't muck about with.
Yeah, no, look, I'm of the same opinion on that, Brian. Look, for me, the only thing is if we really do need to sort out that defence and we're tight for money, that is one possible way you could kind of save a bit of money. You could just leave it a year. You know what I mean? Just tell Hugo, look, you're not going anywhere. You're staying here for the year. But look, I would love to, get in a goalkeeper this summer if the money was there and available for it. But I do think defence is more urgent right now.
No, on that point, you are right. But like you said at the beginning of the show, and I'm not going to go in on him because it's still Pesach, and I said during Pesach, I'm not going to go in on my favourite person in the world. I'm giving him an 8-day rest, and tomorrow is day 7, so he's getting close. But they're going to have to put their money in the pocket. Like you said, if they give us 50, 60 mil, and then literally we can use the money that we sell as well, then there should be enough to get everything done. But it's a case of how much we get to invest the players coming in.
Yeah.
With the players going out. So if we sell someone for X, like let's say we sell Delhi for 45, how much do we get of that to put towards what we're getting invested into the club? It's going to be very, very tricky. But the defence for me, like I said, I've said all along, if Spurs only went and got Jose 2 centre-backs this season, and they were a Skriniar, not saying we will because the valuation is just ridiculous now, but if we went and signed 2 long-term centre-backs that were world-class or on the way to being it, I would be happy. Because that's what we need.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, for me, I definitely think 2 centre-backs. I wouldn't even be happy with 1, to be honest with you. I do think we need 2, especially with Toby's situation and Toby's age. He can't get out as much as we need him. So for me, I think he might be taking a bit of a back step next season. So you do need to kind of have that partnership there. So I do believe we need 2. What else do you want to chat about, Brian?
So, no, first of all, I want to say about when you say about Toby, obviously what I want Tottenham to do is immediately offer him a coaching role. Why are we need to get some ex-Tottenham legends like Ledley in the club that have played for the club, that know what the game's about. And can you imagine whether Ledley moves up within the management regime, to have Toby working on that defence? Why should we let class people go? We should really, really, really be keeping them. So that's what I want.
Look, I definitely like to keep Toby around that dressing room. To be honest with you, I don't want to sell him. I do think he'd be valuable there next season.
Exactly. I mean, Toby, we know can't play 3 games a week anymore, and he certainly won't be able to next season. So we need, like I said, that's why I think we need 2. I mean, I must admit, Rodon against Wales. Playing for Wales the other day. Did you see when he made that tackle with absolute celebration? That was like Højbjerg when something went out for a. That is the dedication, and that is a player that you can see just loves defending. And I think he's got a big role to play within the club. But I think he needs Koulibaly, a Skriniar, a Milinkovic, a domineering defender alongside him to bring him through. But I reckon we got a star there.
Yeah, no. I look with Joe Rodon. I wasn't 100% convinced, but the more I'm seeing of him, the more I do think there is a very good defender in there. Look, he loves defending. It's clear to see. You know what I mean? He does put his body on the line. Even the tackle against Marine, the ground he made up for Toby to cover him. You know what I mean? No, I do think there's a player in there. And to be honest with you, I am starting to change my mind on him, Brian.
So I have to say, the way I look at it with Rodon is we all wanted Skriniar. I still want Skriniar. Yeah. What we went for is a diamond. But what we got in Rodon, I don't mean this in disrespect, was a lump of coal that we can turn into a diamond. And that's what Tottenham Hotspur do. We need to go out and buy these diamonds rather than buying a lump of coal and turning it into a diamond, because it doesn't always work. And you look at it, if we had just paid the 45 million for Skriniar, his value is now 75 million. So it just goes to show you need to pay these prices if you want the real deal. But we shall see in the summer.
100%. We will wait and see, Brian. Just a quick comment here from We Are Tottenham TV. Says happy to come on if that's what the people want. Come on. I will send you over the link. Just give me a few minutes to sort it out. If you do want to come on, 100%, just let me know, my man. But Brian, I do have a comment here from Danielle Stewart referring back to the keeper situation. She says, you're not going to get a world-class international goalkeeper sitting on the bench for a season with a World Cup coming up in 2022.
Okay, so no, Daniela's got a really good point, but there's two ways to look at it. First of all, yes, the keeper won't be happy with just FA Cup, Europa if we're in it, or whatever. But you got to think, we also need someone, like we need a striker to rival Kane. Hugo's been number one, and there's no one to give him any competition. So if he does have an off game or a couple of bad games, Hugo plays.
Yeah.
He needs now to have competition. Joe Hart isn't competition. Joe Hart is there to give Hugo a rest if he's injured.
Joe Hart was there to make up the English quota.
Exactly. But we need to sign a keeper to rival him. Like you look at De Gea and Henderson.
Yeah.
They're two people. You need competition. Daniela's got a really, really good point. She has. I completely forgot with the Euros being now that it's the World Cup the next year in this crazy world that we live in now. But yeah, I still think if you sign someone, let's just say, for instance, it was Nick Pope. Nick Pope plays for Burnley and gets into the England squad. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get him, but if he's to play Europa, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or whatever the hell it's going to be called next season, if it is Carabao still, and if Hugo gets a suspension or an injury, he's going to get game time. He will get picked in the England squad if it was Pope. Donnarumma, obviously not. He will not get picked. There'll be another person that comes in. But I always have been, I am always club over country. So automatically my thinking train goes, what benefits Tottenham more than benefits the country? So, but no, Daniela's got a really good point on there.
Yeah, no, it was a fair point. We have a super chat here from Sergio, tile setter as well. He says, we need an angry defender in our team. Too many ladies in the back four. No, 100%. Look, I agree with that. We need a defender that loves defending. You know, you need that player that's not afraid to take one in the bollocks, to be honest. That's what I'm going to say. Yep. You know, a player that's not going to turn his back, or, you know, because you've seen some of the clips banded around and it's not good. It doesn't look good. And then you've seen the clips of some of the players flying in against Villa as well. You know, so that's what we want. But big up, Sergio. And everyone else, look, you know, get your super chats in again as well. Get your comments read out. I will try and get everyone's comments up, but it is flying through, and I do want to talk to the guests as well. You know, so if you do want your comment genuinely guaranteed to be read out and discussed, make sure you get your super chats in as well. Make sure you smash a like. Make sure you smash a subscribe on the channel for anyone that's new is tuning in. But Brian, what else do you want to talk about, lad?
Yeah, no, there's just one thing. I know Brian Ireland's in the chat, so he's going to drop a link right now. As you know, me and Brian are part of the two of the four that do Tottenham Away, the podcast and the YouTube channel. And a lot of the time we've been doing things to English time zone. And Brian and I thought, wait a minute, why don't we do a weekly show to get the North American people and give them something to watch during the evening? So Brian and I are premiering the two Brians today at 7 p.m. Toronto time, which is midnight in the back home. So it's 7 p.m. Eastern time here. And it's just to be me and Brian having a light-hearted chat. Topics for discussion today are the European international break watch list. We're going to talk about the Easter weekend 3-1 victory at Stamford Bridge. And also we're going to have a bit of a praise and discussion about someone whose birthday is Teddy Sheringham. Big up and happy birthday to Teddy. And then we're going to have a little fan show right at the end where people can call in. Obviously, you can find us at Tottenham Away. Brian has put in the link on the chat now, I hope. Please feel free to join us, like and subscribe. But most importantly, like and subscribe you, mate. As you know, I think you're a superstar.
Thank you so much.
And then just ending, like Lily White said, just want to send my condolences, thoughts and prayers to Claude and his family. Obviously, I was on a live stream with Claude on Sunday and actually spoke to him off air privately about some of his demons, because I've suffered with the same, and we were actually gonna do a big thing together about mental health in football and everything and how it affects football fans. And he was so happy to do this. And then obviously the devastating news that happened. So big out to all of Arsenal Fan TV who have obviously there's no rivalries when it comes to stuff like this. And thoughts, prayers, condolences go out to the great man Claude.
Yeah, I can only echo that. Look, I've already said my piece on that on a couple of streams, but I definitely echo that. And 100%. Look, everyone knows I love the Tottenham Away lads. So everyone, get over, check them out, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Sergio, the title setter, he says, good job, Brian. He's in Toronto as well.
Fantastic. Tell him to come and watch us, and we'll be posting the link to call him for the phone in after when we get near the end of the show. But like I said, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Our time, and for any of you night owls like you, David, we're on at midnight.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely tune in. Look, just towards the end of the stream, give Brian, tell Brian to drop the link in, and then people can just head straight over, lad.
Yep, no problem at all. Will do, my man. Thank you very much, David. Have a great weekend, and we'll speak soon.
No problem, Brian, and I'll give you a ring tomorrow, all right?
Sounds good to me, my man. I'll speak to you soon.
Right, I'll see you soon, my man. Thank you so much for coming on and giving up your time.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Same to you. Everyone,
Bye,
get
man.
over, check out Tottenham away. Show the boys the love. Brian Ireland, absolute legend. Everyone knows him for the Enoch out, man. Big up, big up. Look, let's bring on the next guest. Let's keep it rolling. We have Will Stewart here. Will Stewart, you've been waiting a while. How are you keeping, my man?
It's for the Yank Gooners out there. It's for the Yank Gooners. Come on. Get back some Woolwich. Get back some Woolwich.
Oh, the Gooner. He's going to be absolutely raging now in a minute, Will. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. How are you keeping, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
So what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I forgot, but no. No, I mean, I had rushed into work. I thought I was going to be a little bit late to the stream. Jumped in 20 minutes, but it looks like you had a lot of people here. So
yeah, there's people. Yeah. I do. I have to start putting a time limit on things and start getting through them quicker. I'm nearly as busy as the weird Tottenham TV lads now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But that's good though. I mean, I remember your first one, and you're nervous that you're gonna be talking by yourself, right? But no, it was great. So.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. Look, it's going well. It's going well. I have to say, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But of course, it's people like you, Will. You know.
Hey, I'm just here to enjoy the family of fun that we've got going on here with the Harris Army and the We Are Tottenham TV guys and the Tottenham Away guys, and I see Bob Spur in the chat too, and everybody else. So yeah, man,
100%.
It's just a really good group of people. But what have you guys? I haven't really seen a whole lot of the just because I've been super busy the last 2 days. What price has Bayern Munich set for Son? What's the price?
I haven't actually seen a price being banded around, man. To be honest with you, I've just seen the links. To be honest with you, I don't really go too much into the transfer stories, to be honest with you, because you know a lot of them is only to sell papers and stuff like that with no smoke.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a whole lot. I'll have to do some research, maybe even on the Korean side too, and see what they're saying about it. I'm sure they probably have a price if there is one out there already. But
the Korean correspondent.
Yeah, the official Korean correspondent for the western side of the world. I actually had David on my show the night before, and he's a Korean guy down in South California. It's where he's living now, and we had a good chat. So, but yeah, man. What do you think about how fit do you think Reguilon and Sonny are going to be this weekend? I know that Jose said that they're fine. Are there any concerns there for you with what we've got going on this weekend against Newcastle?
Look, Jose was saying that Son kind of only had his first proper training session yesterday, a full training session. The others was bits and pieces, but yesterday was his full one where he joined in. But to be honest with you, lad, I think it could be mind games. I expect Son to be fully fit. You know, he didn't travel on the international break. I expect him to be fit, fire, and ready to go. With Reguilon, look, I expect him to be fit as well, to be honest with you. What do you think? What's your theory?
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Son's. Not so much Reguilon's, because his seemed to be just kind of, if he didn't have a broken foot from getting stepped on, it was probably just like a deep bruise and some discomfort. But Son's being a muscle tear, I definitely want him to play on Sunday. But I also don't, if he's not good, do we want the risk of him going out and worsening the tear and then being out for the whole rest of the season? That wouldn't
Yeah.
I'd rather if he's got to sit out a game, Newcastle's going to be the one to sit out coming up, right? So, hey, there's David in the chat right now, actually.
Big up, David. Big yourself up, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude too. So, yeah, man, I just think that you don't. I mean, do you really want to push it, or maybe do you bring him off after a rest if we get 1 or 2 goals in the bag? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Because
no, look, for me, I think it's a hard one because look, we've thrown away a 3-goal lead before, the Zagreb game, stuff like that. It's a hard one. Look, for me, no, look, I keep them on, to be honest with you. I keep them on. That's what I would do. I think if they're fit and they're firing, keep them on, let them play, playing, and if they're happy, it only breeds confidence, and then confidence breeds results and performances. So for me, I would definitely keep them on. Maybe Harry Kane, you could probably maybe take off if the game is genuinely done and over with. He's had a long international break as well. So
yeah, that's true. But he at least got one rest, right? That first friendly or whatever. He
the first one, yeah. But he came off towards the end of the Poland game, and he did look a bit bollocks, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand what's the point of these games, like the World Cup qualifiers, the ones that mean something, okay, but the ones that don't mean anything. Why in this type of a dense schedule? Why is any club or player doing these international breaks? It just doesn't make sense to me as a fan. Because
look, the international break should be shut down. At the end of the day, for us civilians, if you can't go travelling, you know what I mean? Why can they? It should be shut down, end of. It's a load of bollocks, to be honest with you, especially throwing the 3 of them in. Look, international football has gone shit. They need to start doing something to make it more competitive again, because it's boring at the minute, especially as an Ireland fan. So I'm sick of international football with. So look, we're going to move on to the Newcastle game, because I'm sick of talking about international football. It's so depressing for me, lad. The Newcastle game. What's your feelings on it? You confident? Do you think we should win? Well, we have to, really.
Yeah, especially with sounds like Callum Wilson's not going to be fit, and there's also a pretty good chance that St. Maximin may not be fit for the tie. I think FPL has them at like St. Maximum at like a 50% chance of playing. Last time I checked, unless that changed recently, but that should be to our favor. I mean, those are really some of the, besides Andy Carroll or whatever coming in and doing a late header, but as long as we put it away quick, we need to get like a two goal lead going into halftime, and then we can think about trying to set up shop, but finishing out the match. But I just with Newcastle, like you said yesterday, it can be kind of a banana skin or whatever, and you just don't know, because we could either whack them 5-1 or we could end up getting beat. I mean, it's just a weird type of match. So I think that I'm liking the players that are available. I think it gives Jose a little bit more options of not to be, to not have to be, he can pick the people that he wants to pick without having to feel bad or unjustified. I'm a little bit curious as to who he's going to put into that right back spot, whether it's going to end up being Tanganga who plays there, or if it's going to be Aurier. Well,
if I had to press you for an answer, who do you think?
I have a feeling he's going to play Tanganga there, but I'd rather actually see him play Aurier there. I think that there's kind of been a falling out between Jose and Aurier, and since hasn't signed a new contract or anything like that, I think that because of that, Jose may end up not playing him throughout the end of the season, and that I think is not helpful to us, because I'd rather see him play in a lot of those matches than Matt Doherty. Yeah. So I don't want the reason that Aurier is not playing, week in and week out for us, especially in the last 9 games that we have to do in order to get the top 4 spot. I don't want it to be for a silly political reason. If he's not fit or something like that, that's fine. If he's completely out of form or something like that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're just not playing him just for political reasons, especially when we need quality in that position right now, that I would have a problem with. Then especially if that happens, I'm not saying that I'm going to go straight up like Jose out or anything, but if that ended up happening and we ended up not qualifying or not finishing in the top 4, and then Aurier doesn't play a single match from now until the end of the season, I would have to ask questions as to to why they're
Yeah.
allowing that to happen. Because
Yeah.
if as long as he's on the payroll, we got to be using him to our benefit, and he's definitely a player, that we need. Now if he wants to give Tanganga more time in that, I guess you could say is kind of like a preseason.
Yeah.
Give him a few extra minutes towards the the end of the season and rotate him in out with Aurier or whatever, then that's fine. But if you're holding Aurier out simply for political reasons, that doesn't bode well with me. So
we have a super chat here from Jack Kaneke. He says, "Is it fair to say that Tanganga might have already surpassed Doherty in the pecking order?"
Oh, I mean, for the season now, I mean, I think all of us fans would rather see Tanganga play in that position than Matt Doherty. But, it's but for next season, unless we bring in another right back in the summer, you're probably going to end up seeing a lot more of Matt Doherty because we still got him for another 2 years, right? So,
yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Look, just with Jose's comments on Tanganga saying that, he sees him more as a right back. He does read the game as well as a centre back, but I don't think he's as big as Jose would like him to be to be a centre back. So Jose did say he sees him long term at right back, but he does need to be better on the ball. He needs to be better, knowing when to attack and better when to cross the ball. So I think on that basis, you might see Aurier, I think, or Doherty. But look, I to be honest with you, I'd like to see Tanganga play. I really would.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't disagree with you. And then, I mean, but who do you think is going to play? We're going to fill in there on the right wing. I mean, that's really the only one that I'm still, concerned with. Does Bale play? Who? If not Bale, then who?
For me, to be honest with you, I'd play Lamela. Is Lamela fit?
Lamela should be fit.
Yeah, I'd play Lamela there.
I wouldn't mind him playing in the right wing. I don't want Lamela playing in the number 10 spot, though. I really don't.
No, I want Lucas in number 10. I want Lamela out on the right.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. I mean, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose, but the last couple of times that Lamela's come in to sub Bale out, he's end up rolling into that center midfield spot, and you end up seeing Lucas on the right a lot more. And
yeah, no, look, Lucas is clearly better in number 10. For me, out on the wing, it's too easy to mark him and take the ball off him. Just show him down on the outside. You know what I mean? Trap him in the corner, and then he's nowhere to go. For me, in the middle, you don't know whether he's going left, right, but he adds massively to helping Harry Kane out with the press. You know what I mean? He's absolutely critical for it. So, no, I definitely want Lucas in that number 10. But Will, is there anything else you want to talk about, my man?
No, that's it for now, man. I'll just say my outro and then be on my way unless you get the other folks on. Yeah, so if you haven't heard, I am Will Stewart, THFC Rants. I do the late night show across the world. So, I do from about 10 p.m. Eastern time, once or twice during the middle of the week, and then pre-match and post-match. It's a free show open to all the fans that want to come on. So if you live in the United States or Korea or Australia or a time where you're awake during that time and you want to come on and chat with a good group of guys. We have a lot of guys. Brian Daigle from Tottenham away. He's come on several times. You've come on several times. We got Marcelo every now and again. Cody Mack. We've had Victor HM on the show. We've had David on the show. Or the Korean David. And we've had a bunch of different people on the show. So, yeah, it's we're doing pretty good. Just about hit like almost 185 subscribers today, and we broke our first 1,000 hours of watch time today. So we're a quarter of the way there, my man. It's been good.
Congratulations,
all the support from everybody here and in the community. Give you a good thumbs up. And our show's a little bit fun. We like to play weird sounds sometimes and do some banter. So,
yeah, no, 100%. Look, I absolutely love it over there. I think it's brilliant. You know what I mean? So everyone, what I recommend is you get over. Everyone knows who you are anyway. But get over, check out Will Stewart, THFC Rants. Like he says, he does the graveyard shift. You know what I mean? For all you people over there in America and Canada, it's all your relaxing time. So, get over, show him the support. And also get on and have a conversation with him.
Yep.
He's an easygoing guy. He doesn't bite. So why not go over there and have a chat with him as well?
That's for you. See you next time.
Absolutely love it, lad. Absolutely love it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
I'll see you later, Will. Thank you so much, Will, for coming on. Thank you for giving up your time and all the other help you have given me as well. I really do
always
appreciate it, lad. So thank you so much.
Always, always, always.
I'll see you later, my man. Hopefully
man.
I'll see you Sunday as well at some stage. But
Yeah,
everybody,
for sure.
make sure you check out Will Stewart, THFC Rants. Smash a like on the channel. Smash a subscribe. Show him the love and support that he shows every single one of us out here across all channels.
Yep. Stay strong, stay Spurs. We'll see you next time.
I'll see you, Will. Come on, you Spurs. So, guys, we're going to keep cracking on. I'm going to bring on Jack, and then I'm going to bring on Bob Spur, and we are Tottenham TV. We'll get them going. But, Jack, can you hear me now, my lad?
Yeah, I can hear you now. That's probably a problem on my end. My fault.
No, you're okay. So just quickly, Jack, I just have to get to these super chats and then we'll have a conversation.
No
So
problem.
Loves Music with the big super chat. Big up, Loves Music. Absolute legend. You're so kind. Jose is 1,000,000% the right manager for us. Poch taught us to dare. Jose is teaching us to do. Great content from the Go Irish Hotspur fan. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you so much, Love Music. I'm a Love Music fan, especially with super chats like that. Absolutely love it. Thank you. You're so kind. And I agree with you. I love that. Poch taught us to dare, which 100% he did. Jaws is here to teach us to do. Hopefully after a good summer. But look, we still have the League Cup, win that, get top four, regroup in the summer, and go out again next season full trial. But big up, Love Music. Everyone else, get your super chats in as well. You really don't understand how much it really does help. And the BG, big up the BG. He says, big up David and Will. Thanks for all your hard work. No, thank you, BG. I really do appreciate the super chat, man. I should be thanking you. Thank you so, so much. But Jack, what's the story, man? What do you want to chat about?
I was kind of wanted to pick your brain about kind of some of the future summer transfer business, in particular, kind of getting rid of. We keep talking about how we just need to get rid of X player. We need to get rid of X player. Kind of the, your typical, your Dyer, your Davies, etc. And Winkses and Delis. But I wanted to pick your brain about like how manageable is that though during this financial time period. During this kind of status where not a lot of clubs are going to really spend as much or really take a risk. Like, how difficult will it be to really offload these players, and will we even be able to at all?
No, look, that's a fair comment. That is a fair comment. I do believe, this summer's business depends on whether, clubs have been given the go-ahead for fans to be back in the stadium. I do think if they've been given the go-ahead for fans full capacity back in the stadium, look, I do think the money is going to be there because they can kind of depend on that future business coming in. Don't forget, they still have the TV revenue and everything else. So I do believe, there will be money there for clubs to buy. Look, it's going to be a situation where clubs are going to have to maybe find a different model of working. You know what I mean? So say if a club wants a player, both clubs want a player from each other, they're just going to have to sit there and work it out. Be men. You know what I mean? No extortion, just sit there and work it out. Everyone's going to have to kind of give a little to gain a little this summer in the market. And for me, look, I genuinely do think we'll be able to ship these players out. Look, Sissoko, I'm sure there'll be interest in Italy or France, somewhere like that. Ben Davies, there'll definitely be a lower Premier League team interested in him, I'd say. Harry Winks, send him off to Spain. I'd deliver him myself. I do think we will be able to get a few players out. I genuinely do.
Yeah, I think that I didn't think about that where it's very likely that we'll have fans next season and there will be actually a bit more cash to spend than I originally thought. But I guess the only reason I asked it was just because it just seems like we kind of just assume that they're all going to be sold, that it's all going to be kind of whip and tidy and wipe ourselves clean of them. And for me, it just seems like it's not really how it always works, especially with Levy. And it's almost maybe, I don't know. That's kind of why I brought it up. It just seems like it's not as simple as maybe it would be nice if it were simple, but I just don't think it'd be so easy to sell Winks maybe, or to sell Dyer, to sell, like, who knows whether we'll even have suitors for them, or unless Levy just really wants to dump them and just sells them for 5 million, 7 million, whatever it takes. That's what I kind of want to pick your brain about.
No, look. That it's a fair comment. It's a fair comment to make, lad. Because look, like I said, I do firmly believe a lot of the summer business depends on people, with the go ahead of the fans into the stadium.
I think they will.
Yeah. Sorry. What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was just explaining why I brought it up, but it was just kind of the transfer business where I feel like we know we can get these two marquee signings that for the center back position and for the midfield position, kind of the Sabitzer and the Anderson or Skriniar signing are kind of the given. But it seems like it's the extra money that we could get from offloading players seems to be the more tricky business that we're going to be facing this summer. And it seems like for me, players like Winks in years past, we could have sold for 12 million, 13 million. Yeah. And now I'm thinking like it would be lucky to have someone bite your hand off for like 7 million for him. But that's just what I think. And I don't know what your opinion would be on that.
Yeah, no, look, it's there. It's inevitable. We're going to have to take the losses. You know, we should have got them out sooner. We failed to do it. And look, that's on the board. So it's up to the board to take the losses, but also make up that shortfall. You know what I mean? Because look, it's evident there. We're in a critical period now where there can't be any excuses, regardless of the manager or whatever else. They need to focus on the squad and getting it rotated, getting it sorted out. So if they do have to take a loss in the likes of Harry Winks to what they would have got last summer, it's up to them to make that shortfall. No excuses.
Okay. My next question and be my last question because I know you got to keep the show going. But I feel like if we got rid of those players, the players that we all know we want to get rid of, do you think that with the new incoming deal for the stadium brand, for the fans coming in next season, with maybe also the pressure on the board that they're maybe feeling for the first time in a long time, do you think that maybe it might not be a bad idea to kind of strip some of the clubs that are doing pretty poor right now financially, kind of like your Portos, your Italian teams, your French league teams? I feel like this would be kind of the perfect opportunity if you wanted to flex some cash to kind of strip some of these clubs' players clean. That and kind of when they're kind of at their weakest. I don't know what you think about that. I
absolutely love your mind. You're thinking, my man. You think like a vulture. I absolutely love it. Look, if the cash is there and you could do that, I'd definitely be preying on them. It's why you want to be. It's why the big boys always stay the big boys. Yeah, they always prey on the weakest clubs. You know what I mean? So why can't we go down that route? I think we should 100%, especially if there's players that they've been eyeing and they know the club is financially, they have to sell.
Because there are teams like Porto that have lost over 50% revenue, and it's something like Marega, their strikers out the door. And I was thinking that would be a wonderful player next to Kane, or either subbing in for Kane. And it's just like a bunch of clubs that are basically going to be selling their best players for next to nothing, given their actual quality. And so I'm just thinking, hopefully, our board this summer kind of sees this as an opportunity to maybe get rid of a little bit of that cash that's up in their armpits and up in their sleeves and just actually strip some of these clubs clean, because this is the only time really ever that they'll be able to do it.
No, look, I fully agree with you. My only concern is, that you'll have Levy, trying to haggle them down to the little and nothing, and probably, a little fry up in the cafe next door thrown in to try and sweeten the deal. That's my only problem with it, and I really hope. Look, now is the time. It's honest. Now is the time. Look,
it's the best prices you can get,
and that's if we can get this. Look, if that, like you said, it comes if we can get the stadium name and rights sold. Then it's the time. The money's there. You can go and pray, and you can go and pick up the signings you've always wanted.
Because we could just get these squad players that would be well above our pay grade. You could get players from Schalke, from Lille, from Marseille, from all these clubs that are basically going under right now. It would just be a great opportunity to pick up new squad players and get rid of the Dyers and the Winks and kind of fill in some new squad players and give them a chance.
No, 100%. I agree with you, man. 100%.
All right.
I definitely agree with you. You've been absolutely great, man. I love the questions. Do you have Twitter?
I do have Twitter. Yeah, it's my name and my last name with an underscore in between.
Grand, right. I'll look for you. If I can't find you, make sure you hit me up. My link is in below. I want to have a conversation with you, man. Absolutely love the questions.
I think I already follow you on Twitter, so I'll send you a message.
Yeah, do.
Right. Thank you, David.
Thanks very much for coming on. You've been absolutely brilliant, Jack. And thank you so much for waiting.
Thanks for giving us the platform. Thank you, David.
No problem, man. You're a legend. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too.
See you, lad. Now, guys, it's time. It's time. Get the drums rolling. It's time for the big boys. Let's bring on Bob Spur and let's bring on Ben. How are we all keeping, lads? Ben from We Are Tottenham TV and Bob Spur. It's the two Bs, double Bs. Bananas, the bananas in the pajamas. That's what I'm going to call you two tonight.
Yeah, I didn't recognise.
It's nice to be on the
How you
other
doing?
end of it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's weird, lad.
It is usually in my studio, but you know what? I'm starting to really like the kind of the non-stop Spurs content on YouTube now. It's literally non-stop. You know, you got a lot
Yeah.
and a few others during the day. David takes you through the evening, then Will Stewart takes you through the night. It's crazy how much Spurs content there is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is, lad. And it's absolutely brilliant. To be honest with you, mine was planned to do it at that evening time because, look, like I've explained before, there's no point in me competing during the day with the big boys, is there?
Yeah.
Be there, David. You'll make us soon.
No, not a fear of it, lad. No, I'd never be as big as that, lad. But Bob Spur, how are you keeping as well, lad?
I'm good, mate. Fighting fit, and yeah, just getting on with things. Like Ben's just said, you know, you try and put your phone down and think, right, I've watched the show. Let me put it down for a bit and concentrate on the kids because they'll probably miss me. But you can't. It's just constant, isn't it? It's just constant, which is great. And it's all Ben's and Sim's fault, really, isn't it? When you think about it.
It is actually. You know, look, they've inspired so many.
I was saying when I first started this YouTube stuff, it was basically precious kid doing content, and there's a whole army of amazing.
Oh, you're breaking up there, Benji.
Yeah, pretty bad there,
Can
mate.
you hear me? Can you hear?
Yeah. Are you still there, lad? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he'll come back on.
He'll come
But
back,
just
he'll
quickly,
come
Bob, I'll take this comment from Love Music.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, Levy will not get his pants pulled down if we sell squad players. Look, he probably won't, you know. But look, at the end of the day, it's their fault.
Yeah.
It's his fault for not getting them out.
It is. And when you look at it, Dave, you know, the business model, Spurs' business model is great, and it on the business side, I'm sure it's worked. And you know, the stadium, the amount of revenue it's going to bring in, it's going to work. Of course, it is. There he is.
There we
I don't know
are.
what
That's
happened
a lot better, lad. 100%, 100 times better.
I'm not in the studio, so I don't have good internet.
No, you're grand. So what do we want to talk about tonight, lads? What do you want to talk about?
I'm just here to have a bubble, support the channel, just talk Spurs. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm game really.
The missus must be away, Benji, is she?
She's in the next room. She's listening to every word.
Oh.
Yeah. So guys, look. What?
Do you think, you know, with the Villa result, Jose showed a bit of balls, didn't he, with his lineup? He said, right, let's do it my way. And there was a bit of a I don't know about you guys, but there was a bit of a smell of a make or break lineup. He thought, I'm just going to go for it and let them perform and see how it goes. Wouldn't you put that same trust in the team for the Newcastle game? If it was you picking it, wouldn't you just ideally pick the same? Apart from probably Reguilon coming in for Davis, who was injured, but the likes of Rodon and Tanganga and Sanchez and everyone else who played, you know, ideally Vinicius, Kane, maybe not, but you know, if it was up to you, surely you'd want that momentum with that first same 11. So would you pick the same 11 as you did against Villa? Anyway, that was an away game against a better team.
We'll let the star answer that first.
What do you reckon, Ben?
Why don't you answer then, Dave?
No, you're the star, lad.
No, I'm kidding. Look, in terms of shall we go the same lineup, I think it should be similar. If it's me personally, I don't think I'd pick Vinicius.
Okay.
I think Tanganga. Obviously, Sonny's coming back as well, so he'll come in instead of Carlos. And I think obviously Reguilon needs to play. The right back situation is a difficult one for me because Tanganga obviously had a brilliant game just before the international break, but I think this game is more suited for Serge Aurier. I think we're going to be attacking and we're going to see a lot of the ball. I think the flanks are going to be really important, and I think that the width that Aurier and Reguilon really provide us are really going to be really important for this game. And I think a player like Tanganga, I think he needs to come in against the Manchester United maybe when they're going to be attacking us more, and we need to be more solid on the right hand side. But
in terms of against Newcastle, I can't see them attacking us too much. So I think Aurier should be in there just to bomb it forward, keep bombing it forward, keep keep squeezing up the pitch and keep suffocating them as much as we can.
What about the back two? Keep Rodon and Sanchez there?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, same here. What about you, Dave?
Me, look, I'd probably throw Toby Roden out there, and then I'd go Aurier right back, Regulon at left back, of course, because like I agree with Benji, and I was speaking to a lad from Newcastle, and they're not expecting to throw much at this game. I've watched them a few times this season. They sit back, but one thing I will say about Newcastle is if they're in the game with 70 minutes to go, they do become dangerous. They do sniff it. But look, for me, again, I wouldn't play Vinicius. Son is back. I do think that was more of, seeing what he could do against Villa without having Son there. He tried something different. It worked and it paid off. But with Son back, I think we go back to the way we played them at the start of the season. And look, everyone does the basic rights. Does the basics right. They run for the badge. They all work for each other. Throw the bodies in front of the ball. And for me, I think we should walk out of this easy. We should smack these. No excuses tomorrow. Not having it.
Ultimately, we need to be playing the same system as we played in the home leg. We just need to put our chances away. That's what it comes down to. Every time we play Newcastle, their goalkeeper seems to have a worldie. I remember Tim Krul a few years ago. Obviously, Caldalo this year. I'm sure there's been many more as well. So we got to catch their keeper on off day once in a while. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, if I'm sitting there on your show Sunday evening, Ben, talking about their keeper having a good game, I'm not messing. I'm going to break down. I will break down. I'm pissed off for talking about other teams' keepers. I'd start questioning our finishing then.
Yeah.
David, I heard you talk about. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on, mate.
No, I was saying for me though, a big question mark is the right-hand side of the attack, because you got Sonny on the left, which everyone wants. You got Lucas in the middle, which everyone wants. Then who do you play on the right-hand side?
Me personally, I throw Bale back in there.
Yeah.
For me personally, I said Bale as well, but then when I was speaking to my brother, he's convinced it's going to be Lo Celso.
Not a bad option, The reason why I say Bale is because he can cross a ball and he can shoot a ball from distance. And with a low block team like Newcastle and how much they're going to sit back, I do believe, with a person with Bale's ability, passing ability, and his range and stuff like that, I do think he could be key to try and break these down as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
And I don't think there's going to be much tracking back going to be involved as well with Bale as well. He can put all his energy into the last third rather than thinking to give Aurier or whoever plays right back a hand. So that's the reason why I said. Plus, after his comments, and he's had a couple of good games for Wales as well, I think he'll probably, for a change, want to play and show what he's made of. And Josie might want to put him in the limelight again as well. Right, put all those comments and everything to one side, go on the pitch and do your job. And the quality's still there. And I do think he needs a good 9-10 games for the rest of the season. He won't play every game, of course he won't. But 9-10 good appearances for us to be, or Jose to be convinced to give him that extension. Who knows?
And also, you've got to think about, they've got St. Maximam as well, who's a very, very tricky customer. Very tricky customer. So he's going to have to be doubled up on, that's for sure. But he's literally the only one that we need to worry about, seeing as Callum Wilson's probably out. So I think Bale can do the job there, but he won't need to track back because, there'll be two other players there. A Højbjerg can track him or whoever else is there, So if it's up to me, I stick in Bale.
Yeah, I do too. Just quickly, lads, we have Kev Williams here with the super chat. Big up, Kev. He says, name 6 players you'd each would offload this summer. So we'll start with you, Bob, and then we'll go to Ben. 6 players.
It's very unlikely we're going to offload 6 players, but I would. Yeah. In the ideal world, you'd want to get rid of. Well, the easy ones are Winks, obviously. Sorry, Sim. No, he's all right. He wants to get rid of him now, doesn't he? Winks,
You've seen
Sissoko. Yeah, Winks, Sissoko. For me, Lamela is nothing for me really at the moment. David potentially, potentially. So David there, but he is a good squad player. Doherty, obviously. And then I think the other one would be down to them leaving or not. I think Lloris will most likely go. It's up to him, and I do believe Bale's not going to come back for another season, which will free up 220k a week. So in an ideal world, those 6 would move on, bring in a bit of cash, and free up a bit of the wages as well. I think half of them would be from Bale anyway. So yeah, but it'll probably, knowing Levy, mate, he'll probably only sell on about 3 or 4 and put about 2-3 people on loan, won't he? So that would be my 6.
For me, the 3 that must go this summer: Winks, Sissoko, and Dyer. I mean, those are the first 3 that need to go. Doherty obviously needs to go as well. I'd put him in there. And now you're thinking about 2 more, and you got to look at Eric Lamela with 1 year left in his contract in the summer.
Yeah.
We can't get him on the pitch nearly enough. I mean, I love him. I love his application. I love his energy on the pitch. But with the amount of times we get him on the pitch, it's just not worth it for us, is it? We need a player that can come in, that we can rely on for the majority of the season. And you just can't do that with Eric Lamela, unfortunately. As much as I love him, as much as it pains me to say it, I think he does need to move on. But to be honest, I would let him stay another year and let him run down the contract, because I don't think we're going to get much money for him anyway. And then the last one, I think it'd be Dele Alli, lads. I really would. I think Dele Alli, I think that you get a good fee off him. We can reinvest it into some proper talent. It doesn't seem like he's going to work under Jose Mourinho. It just doesn't. And yeah, we haven't seen him have his proper mojo week in, week out for 2-3 years now. So for me, it's thank you for your service. I'm a massive fan of you, but I think you need to go refresh your career and kick on elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, for me, it's easy. Harry Winks, number 1. Ben Davies, number 2. Moon Boots, number 3. Doherty, number 4. I'd like to see Sissoko sold at this stage as well, plus his age, taking that into account. Lamela gone as well. Look, like everyone, we love his passion on the pitch, his desire, but you know, it's how many times he gets onto the pitch is the problem. And I have 1 more to go. Look, if I got a decent offer for Sanchez, I'd definitely take it as well. Michael Cronny Gray here, he says, Davy boy, he says Astros back in 2 weeks, the 19th. Absolutely love it, lad. Look, you know, you send the message out to the boys, tell him to be ready, that Davy's coming down and he's going to rip them up like prime Maradona, and he's going to score. He strikes a ball like Harry Kane, lad. We have another super chat here from Will Stewart. He says, great show, David. So good that people are forgetting the super chats. Let's support this content, lads, as a lot of work goes into it. Big up, Will. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much, my man. And everyone else, do exactly what Will Stewart says and get your super chats in. It really does help this channel grow. You know what I mean? It helps me try and elevate it to the level I want to, which is where Ben and Sim are at. They make me jealous every day I see them upload. And only you, the Harris Army, can do that with the super chats and the members, of course. So thank you so much. I do want to send out a message to Rob C as well. He was sitting in there so patiently. He's gone. If you're still tuning in, get on. I will stay on. I'll get you on before I go, man. 100%. So, what anything else you want to discuss, boys? Because I have a few questions for you.
Ask away, David, man.
Yeah, go on, mate.
So, Cody Mack wants to know what advice you'd give for smaller YouTube channels starting out, Ben.
Well, the thing I would say is, look, you just got to keep consistent. I think consistency is the main key to everything. Keep making content. Keeping the fans engaged or the commenters engaged and stuff like that. But I think that is literally the nuts of it. And I think that as long as you stay consistent and you keep engaged with your audience, I think you're on the right path.
Now, there you have it. Bob, have you any questions you want to ask or anything else?
No. Basically, you know, the more advice, I'm always listening out. I don't know if you were the same, David. You know, we're talking about new people on YouTube. I always listen out to how Ben and Sim present their show, and try and take on. You know, if there's certain topics they tend to spend more on. I'm speaking to you. You're right there, Ben. But you know, when you guys tend to spend a lot more time on a specific topic because of something, or there's topics that you don't touch upon. And you can only learn. David, I'm sure you've looked at Ben and Sim and thought, right, you know, in future episodes, I know you've got like 2 million followers already, but you know, there's going to be instances earlier on where surely you're learning from the likes of Expression, Sim, Ben, and Chris Carlin, another one. So I think with regards to what help do we need, I think we've got plenty of help on.
Bob, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth in terms of like what you were saying there with the topics and how long you spend on topics and that kind of stuff. Since the beginning, it's always been the same for us, where we haven't really said, oh, let's speak for this amount of time. Let's speak about that. Let's speak about that. It's all kind of mostly been just off the cuff and just
organic,
bringing it as it speaks. Yeah, very organic. And we don't think about that too much, to be honest.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. It just shows a bit of natural flow, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we like the people to call in to kind of mold the conversation as well.
Yeah, of course. No, that's good.
Yeah, that's the idea of this fan show. When people come on, I want them to come on and talk about what they want to talk about. I don't want to be sitting there frame. People are sick of listening to me during the week on the debates and everyone else's channel ranting and running me mouth. I want them to come on and speak about what they want to come. And plus, I don't want to be copying the boys. You know what I mean? I don't want to be doing one after match and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't be able to sit there for 3 hours after match like the boys do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I want to do mine during the week, and I want to do different. Like, and I agree. Like, look, the boys inspire me so much. Look, I'd love to meet Expressions, but doesn't inspire me as much, to be honest with you. No, look, as much as everyone inspires me, I always try to be a slight bit different and a slight bit original as well.
Yeah.
Originality is the key, and on Expressions, he's an absolutely top bloke, man. Top bloke.
Yeah.
No, I'd well believe it. I'd well believe it. But you know what? I'm a bit annoyed at him because he keeps ignoring my messages, Benji. So he's annoyed me. He's annoyed me. But Rob, I want to bring you in. How are you keeping, my man? You've been so patient. Thank you so much.
No, that's good. How are we all doing, boys? Is we all good?
All good, mate.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Yeah.
So just quickly, I'm after getting a barrage of super chats there, so I'm just going to fly through these, and then any questions you want to put to us, feel free, my man.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
We have Michael Cronley Gray. He says, "Get the boots, David. You can play up to, and I'll play a right wing. Transfer market coming. We'll be snapped up, and when we're going cheap, Spurs will call you." No, look, I should already be in the Spurs dressing room, to be honest with you. I've been waiting on the call for such a long time, but I have faith that it's coming. They need to give the team talk. Big up Mikey for the super chat, by the way, lad. And I'm definitely going to rip up Astro. Don't worry about that. Tottenham teacher, he says, "Get a drink, David. Ben, your insight will help many. That what makes you and Sim a legend, mate. Bobby, big up to all. You got to finish the stream. Big up, Tottenham teacher. Really appreciate that. And of course, the boys also really appreciate your you mentioned them there and what you have to say about them. So big up, Tottenham teacher. Really do appreciate that. I'll definitely need a drink. Anyway, we have a super chat from Hatan Al Batashi. He says, "What do you lads think of bringing Campos in?" We'll start with you. I'll go back to that now in a second. Then just Rob C says, "Great show, David. A brilliant guest. Love the positivity, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Brian C. Thank you so much, my man. Really appreciate that." But we're going to, Rob, I'm going to give this one to you first. What do you think of bringing in Campos?
You need it, don't you? You really need someone in there to run at that level. I mean, Levy, the guy thinks he's part of the dressing room. He wants to be buddies with all the players and everything, doesn't he? He really wants to take over. And he just needs to hand that over to someone who's a bit more experienced, someone who can actually do these deals. And I think he's quite pally with Mourinho, right, as well, Campos?
Yeah, they're supposed to be a very good friend.
Yeah, so exactly. So, if those two are working together, then you're going to get the players that he wants, right? And if they want to come to the club, then it's a great thing. But yeah, I think just this whole transfer rebuild, I think it needs to start from the top. And Steve Hitchen needs to go. Yeah, I know Brian hates Daniel Levy, but I think I hate Steve Hitchen just as much as Levy. But yeah, I think he's got to go. But I think it'd be a good move for the club, a bit of a different direction, and definitely a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. Just quickly, Joe Grimes here. He says, "Keep the super chats rolling in, guys." Lads, you heard what Joe says. Do what he tells you to do. Who wants to be next in line with the name up here with a comment?
Keep them rolling.
That's it. Yeah. You heard it. Benji says keep them rolling. But Ben, what do you think of Campos?
Yeah, I mean, I followed the work he's done at Lille and a few other places as well, and I think he's an apps. I mean, that's exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. Since Paul Mitchell left the club, the recruitment's gone completely tits up. Daniel Levy doesn't really know what he's doing on this transfer committee alongside Steve Hitchin, and we need a proper transfer man in there, proper recruitment team in there. And until we get that, and unfortunately, our recruitment is still going to be shot to pieces, and we need him in desperately. And it's actually a desperation right now because our recruitment in the last couple of years has been shocking. It's been shocking. Maybe there's been one or two players in there, Ndombele, Lo Celso, yeah, they're good players, but all in all, it's been terrible, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It has been. Bob Spur, what do you make on Campos?
Yeah, a lot. Campos doesn't come across as a yes man, whereas Hitchin does. Hitchin could go to Levy and say, "I've got a player here, Mr. Levy. He's going to cost us 20 million." Levy's going to turn around and say, "No, Hitchin, we've only got £5 million to spend." Going, "Okay, don't worry, Mr. Levy. I'll go and find someone." Campos doesn't seem to work like that. We don't want a yes man. Hitchin's probably working within his means as well. His hands have probably, been handcuffed as well by budgets, etc. What Levy. So we need someone to come in and say, "This is who we want. If you want this team to be successful, I'm your man. These are the players we want. Now cough up, or let me go, or I won't be in the job. You're better off with Hitchin." Like Ben says, since Mitchell's gone, it's just been downhill. Hitchin hasn't shown any form. What player to your mind? He's had probably one or two, but compared to Mitchell, mate, it's like night and day.
What's Hitchin done in his career? Because before he was at Spurs, he was at Hearts. I mean,
he had a great holiday in Italy last year, didn't he?
He made what?
He had a great holiday in Italy last year, didn't he?
That's it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, get the deal done.
It was Skriniar.
Italy, get the deal done. But what's he done in previous to Spurs? Like,
but Ben, surely,
Paul Mitchell, the jobs he's done.
Surely Levy's got a part to play in that as well, mate. Hitchin's gone out to discuss, but and negotiate. But surely negotiations are based on what Enoch and Levy have given him as well. Surely,
100%.
Yeah, no. It does. It's just that Hitchin, he's the paid man to take all the flack, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's paid well for it. And Brian Daigle. Sorry.
No. I was just reading. Yeah.
All right. Brian Daigle, Robbie, he's replying to you. He says, "Most certainly do hate Levy, Rob, but I think I hate him more than you hate Hitchin. I will prove it. I hate Levy more than Judas. Can you say the same with Hitchin?"
Oh well, no. I think Brian's hate goes pretty deep, doesn't it?
How, man?
I don't think I can be that.
How, Brian? How can you hate him more than Judas?
No.
Seriously, that guy made cardinal sin. He's the biggest traitor in football history. Come on, man. That guy just makes the hairs on the back of my neck just curl, man. I hate him with so much. It just makes me angry thinking about him, man. And you're talking about him over Easter, where Judas is supposed to be the talk of the town right now. Come on, man. I don't hate anyone in this world more than Judas.
No.
To be honest with you, I think if I seen Judas, I'd just run up and give him a stone cold stunner, to be fair. He definitely deserves one. But Rob has been so patient to wait, guys. So Rob, have you any questions for any of us here?
Yeah, I just want to know your guys' thoughts, right? Obviously, next summer we need a rebuild, right? And everyone's touting we need defenders and everything. But I think if you look at it, right, I think we need a really good squad rebuild because we've got the Euros, and depending on how far some of the teams go, like when Harry Kane came out of the World Cup, he had 2 weeks off before the season started again. And knowing how he's getting more and more of these niggling injuries, right? We really need a solid replacement. I know we've got Vinicius potentially, but if you look at all the different positions, I mean, this week, the international break, Højbjerg's played 2 games, solid games and that, and these guys already played a condensed season. They're going to be knackered, and then with the Euros on top of that, I really think that this is going to be a bigger summer than we actually think, Don't know what you guys think about that.
Ben, you're going to have to take this one. He's gone.
Go on, Bob. You go.
Rob, you're right. I don't know, mate. I don't know. He's given up. It's gone to sort of Judas out, I think. They've got him angry so much. He's gone to meet Judas. You're right, Rob. You're
no,
right.
sorry, lads.
Yeah,
This is wanted to ask me a question there. Sorry, lad.
yeah, Rob, you're right.
Box,
it's all very well, get rebuilding everything. I think the summer never during my 30-odd years have the eyes of the fans been on the board so much. The board have to perform. Put the players to one side, Jose Mourinho to one side, in, out, whatever. The board need to perform. Yes, ideally we need a striker. Ideally we need 2 centre backs. Ideally we need another right midfielder. And ideally we need another right back. But none of that will happen. We might get the players in, but none of those will be quality players unless there's a big change in Enoch. Now, with regards to Vinicius, Vinicius was purely bought in to give Harry Kane a rest. So my qualm with Jose, one of the qualms with Jose would be, have you played Vinicius enough to give Harry Kane that rest this season?
Yeah.
Because there's every chance Vinicius might not be there next season, because other teams have seen how he's performed. They might offer him first team football. So yeah, a massive rebuild. But we can chat about this all day, and in an ideal world, we'll spend some of the naming rights and sell about 5 players. But the tight pockets need to be loosened a bit, and that's going to be massive for the board this season. And like I say, all the fans, regardless of what their thoughts on the players and managers are, all their thoughts, everyone's fans' thoughts and views and the performances are going to be seen how the board performed this summer. I've never seen that before. It's a big summer for the board, massive summer.
Completely agree.
Yeah. Do you want to have a say on that, Benji? Because I have a super chat here from Will Stewart. Do you want to have a say on that first, or do you want the question from Will Stewart?
No, I completely agree with Bob, to be fair. I completely agree. But I just want to say that we're not going to be able to do all that business in one window. It's just not going to happen. So I think that in terms of this window, we just really need to concentrate on the defence first and foremost, and then we go from there. Because I think that if we do get a good defence for next season, if we had a good defence this season, we would be solidly in the top 4. Solidly.
Yeah, no, yeah. I agree with that. Sorry, Rob, do you want to come back to that?
No. I totally agree. The defenders, we need to get some quality defenders in. I think we've been touting around loads of like Milenkovic and
Anderson, Skriniar,
Concept. But if hearing rumours that Villa are after Dele Alli, then what's the guy there? Konza, is it? Villa?
Yeah, Konza. Yeah,
nice little swap deal or something, like a Hoiberg, just pay 3 million or something like that.
He's a big Tottenham fan as well.
He
is. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, so he'd have the desire and passion, right? Scrap my number 1 choice. Conce's my number 1 choice. Get him in. That's who I want. After hearing he's a Spurs fan, I'm all for it.
And bring in Conce, that's what I say.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Benji, I'm going to give you Will Stewart's THFC rants super chat here. Big up Will Stewart, by the way, as well. Absolutely loving the support, lad. He says, Ben, do you think if we missed out on some of the MLS gems the last few years, why do you think Spurs haven't set up relationship with the MLS clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal, Barcelona, and other top sides do?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, to be fair. I think that when we signed Yedlin, we all thought, we're tapping into the American market now. We got a class right back coming, but it seems as though we signed the wrong fullback. We should have signed Alphonso Davies instead. But look, Yedlin just didn't turn out right. But in terms of the talent in the MLS, I'm not too sure, to be fair, because I don't watch too much MLS. So I couldn't give you a proper answer on that one. I used to watch a bit of MLS when Robbie Keane and Bex were there and all that kind of stuff. But over the last couple of years, to be fair, I haven't watched too much, so I can't give you too much of an answer on that one.
Yeah. Well, there you are, Will Stewart. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. And everyone else, take the load off, Will. Get your super chats in. I have another one there. I just want to get the question here from John Cooper. He says, question, why did it take so long? Yeah, big up. I absolutely love him as well. Question, why did it take so long for a fan base to realise Dyer was shit?
Because he wasn't shit, was he?
I think we always knew he was shit, you know what I mean? But in fairness, he was playing well at that period of time. So, you know, you're not just going to drop him out for playing well. You have to wait till he starts playing shit to take him out. But I think we always knew he was shit. But what happened was he's got a new contract. We were told he's going to be converted to a centre-back. So, you know, he was given this new lease of life. But it just hasn't worked out, has it?
I don't think it has taken us that long to realise he was shit.
Yeah.
I think that when he was in the middle under Pochettino, he got banished from the side, and the whole of the fan base were calling him out. Jose Mourinho comes in, puts an arm around him, and being like, "Oh, you're my main centre back now." He comes in, and he looks like that commanding centre back that we've been missing for so long. But you know, he reveals his Eric Dyer, the true man, reveals himself once again. I mean, I don't know what the saying is. It's kind of missed my head, but Eric Dyer needs to leave this club, and he needed to leave the club when Pochettino was here. But he fooled us all once again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He was for a while our best defender, wasn't he?
Yeah,
let's be honest. You know, at the beginning of the season under Jose, when he was playing consistently, we actually thought, because let's be honest, till Jose put him in that central defensive role, centre back role, he was always, you know, interchanging positions. I mean, we bought him. His first few games was as a right back. You know, his winning goal with the first game of the season against West Ham was when he played right back. Then he was central midfielder. He was central midfielder for England. And it's only Jose who said, right, you're centre back now. That's the position you're going to play. Towards the end of last season, he made a few mistakes on Man United, our first game back, etc. But at the beginning of this season, we were all saying, right, who's going to be Dyer's partner? We need a nice partner with Dyer. But then, like Ben says, his shittiness, true colours returned. And, he's basically come out, the quality of his players just come to the fore, which is pretty poor, unfortunately. So, we all had an inkling that he was shit. But like I was saying, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't. To every single Tottenham fan, he was our number one defender. But
that sort of bounce, wasn't it? New positional bounce. You think, he's going to do all right here. And then, but do you guys think that his form kind of dipped at the same time as Dele Alli? I know they're close mates and that, but sort of the last season under Poch, they were both pretty awful. But
in and around the same time, though, he was out in the press saying, "Oh, you know, Dele Alli needs to pull the Jose way." You know, so I'm not sure. Look, you know, it's coincidental. I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
I don't know. It seems that, you know, that same group of players, we've all said it, right? The last year under Poch, all kind of gave up, didn't they? You know, and a lot of them have struggled to bring the form back. You know, you see little sparks from Dele Alli here and there, and you know, Dyer sold us one at the beginning of the season, thinking we got a quality centre back there, haven't we? But it's kind of following the same story again, isn't it?
To be fair, Ali's been shit for about 2 seasons, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah, he was shit under Pochettino as well for a little while. Just 2 more super chats here, lads. Awesome. He says we need 2 right backs, 2 centre backs, 2 centre midfielders, 1 centre forward, 1 right wing, 1 left wing. Vinicius Junior and Skip. Probably need a new stadium as well. Awesome. New training complex. I know, money messing. No, honestly,
not asking for much.
No. Look, we need someone like Asamoah in beside Daniel Levy, so we do. You know, if Asamoah was there, I firmly believe we'd definitely get them all as well. Big up Asamoah. Look, I will say, probably slightly ambitious. You know, look, it's very ambitious, but you know, if you're speaking, if that's what we need in the long run, you're probably not too far off, my man. One more super chat here as well from Sergio Tile Setter. He says, when Jose was at Man United, he was building up Dyer in the media. Everyone thought he was crazy, and he was. What do you make on that, lads? Anyone want to have to say?
I completely agree. I mean, for some reason, Jose's got I don't think he has it anymore, but I think he had an Eric Dyer fetish, and I think it took for him to play Dyer week in, week out for half a season to realise what Eric Dyer actually is. And you know what I mean, you can't rate a player just because they speak Portuguese at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
No.
No, look, I think personally that he's always looked at Dyer, you know, especially because when we first signed him, I think he was signed as a right back / centre back, and then we moulded him into a midfielder. And I think Jose, looking at it, said, looking at him in midfield, he has all the attributes to be a good centre back. He's just not a midfielder. He doesn't have the mobility. But now he's tried it and it just hasn't worked. I think maybe he's realised, look, you know, you can only polish a third so long before you look at it and say, yeah, it's a fucking third. You know what I mean? So, look, for me, Dyer has to go. Moon Boots has been living here way too long. Way too long.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Dave? You know what it is? I think that with Eric Dyer, when you see him, he looks like a leader. He looks like he's got the right mentality on the pitch. And he'll play well for like 80 minutes of the game, but then make the biggest mistake and lose us that game. Jose Mourinho must be looking at that and being like, look, there's a player in there. I can polish this guy and I can get these mistakes out of his game. But not even Jose Mourinho could do that. So who can?
Yeah, no, I fully...
sorry, Dave. Do you reckon someone will actually come in and make an offer for him in the summer, though? Do you think we can actually offload him?
I don't know, man. Maybe. Who's going to put in an offer?
That's what I mean. It's
ambitious
that we want to get rid of him,
but as well, I think in Levy's eyes, he sees a £30 million player there, purely because of the number of games he's played, and he's been so good at it. He'll probably want 30-40 million for him. I honestly believe that. I think that Levy will look at him and expect around £30 million mark. Ain't going to happen, mate. 20
I'm
probably.
guessing you want me to respond to John Cooper's comment over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the response either, yeah.
First of all, when I said Eric Dyer was an elite signing was like maybe a year ago when we were doing a tier list and about who we had signed, first of all. Yeah. And second of all, Eric Dyer at that time for 5 million, at that time I thought we could get a sell-on fee for maybe 30, 40, 50 million even at that time. So if we were to get 50 million, 40 million, even 30 million for a 5 million signing, surely that is an elite signing.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose it is when you twist it like that, lad. Do you know what? That's very Sim-esque what you done there. Sim is very good at twisting things like that, man.
No, but Dave, well, you got to look at it. He was starting in the most successful Tottenham team in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. That Pochettino, that prime Pochettino team, he was a key part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It's just, look, he's another player that's kind of let me down. Look, you know, he's in a lot of injuries. He's missed a lot of football as well.
He's let us down massively. I'm not saying he hasn't, and I want him out the club. But at the time when I made that comment, he still was a good signing.
Yeah, that's true. But as well, at the time, I suppose you could afford to make them signings because you know what I mean. Now you can't really. But look, if we sell him on for 30 million, I'm team Benji on this. Instead of Team John, I'm Team Benji. If we can sell him for 30 million, I agree with you. It was an elite signing. Sorry, John, but I'm always going to side with Benji anyway. But lads, if there's anything else you want to chat about, anything else you want to talk about, the game, transfers.
John Cooper why he thinks Harry Kane is slowing down. That's the real question.
John Cooper, I want to know. The challenge has been laid. I want to know. I want a detailed analysis of why you think Harry Kane is slowing down.
Or why he doesn't think he's world class.
Yeah, but you know, John, look, I don't think John's going to be happy until Jose goes. And then when Jose goes, you're going to see John with a smile back on his face and everything else. He just doesn't want Jose here, that's all. He was a bit like you at the start, Bob. Bob, I think you're warming to the Jose effect now, aren't you?
Mate, for me, it all comes down to, you know, I'm a still believer with the likes of Lloris, Reguilon, Ndombele, Pierre, Lucas now, especially Bale, Son and Kane. That's 8 players. For us, especially in the season where everyone else has been inconsistent, we've got the players there good enough to be in that top 4. That's my personal opinion. So I do believe Jose might stay. He might stay and go to the board, and they might loosen their pockets a bit. But for me, in my eyes, and I think Jose probably will see it as well, a bit of a failed season if he doesn't finish top 4. In my opinion, he might actually agree with that. But then again, you know, we can have that conversation about the players, like you rightly mentioned as well, Dave. So everyone's got to take the blame. But like I say,
I was only bantering you, Bob. I was only bantering you, lad. But no, I have a question for you, Ben. So look, you're not on your TV now, or on your channel now. So now I can ask this and get your point of view. Where do you sit on the Jose Mourinho? Because I'm not 100% sure. I think you're Jose in, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video of me and Simeon when Jose first got appointed, or just before he got appointed. I don't know if you saw it. When
I can't remember last week, lad.
The night Pochettino got sacked, me and my brother did a video, and Simeon was saying that the manager he wants is Jose Mourinho. He's his first option. This is before any rumours, anything. And I said to him, What are you talking about? Jose Mourinho is a
for you, wasn't it?
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Have you seen him at Manchester United? We don't want this toxic poison at our club. All right. The day he signs for Tottenham, I jump on the bandwagon straight away. I jump on the bandwagon. I'm like, yeah, Jose in, he's a winner, blah, blah, blah.
That's the Spurs fan in you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But right now, as it stands right now, I'm firmly Jose in, 100% all the way.
Yeah, you must be watching my video. You must be watching that video I done that Friday, lad.
Look, I support the club. Look, I can actually, I know it's hard to say, but I can actually see progression. I can see that there are holes in this squad that need to be filled. And Jose Mourinho or any other manager are not going to succeed until these holes are fixed anyway. So you may as well let the manager that's at their helm now fix the problems.
100%. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, total agreement. I mean, if you get rid of Mourinho, you've got like a 3-4 year rebuild, right? You might as well try and at least give him, halfway to the resources that he wants. A couple of defenders. All right, I think we've missed out on Skriniar now, but there's some other quality defenders out there that are probably within the Spurs price bracket. Get them for him, and just give him back in for another season is pointless now because you're just going to waste so much time.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, guys, I'm going to end this off now in about 5-10 minutes because I know the two lads from Tottenham away, the two Bryans, I know they're going live at 12, so I don't want to eat into their time. So I'm going to end this in about 5 to 10 minutes. But if you've really enjoyed the stream, look, first of all, make sure you smash the like on it, smash the subscribe on the channel, get your super chats in to show your appreciation, and grab a channel membership so you can come on here with us next week, same time, and have a conversation. But Rob, have you any more questions for the panel?
No, I just, sounds kind of weird, but kind of hate all you guys because I can't put my phone down now. So literally, I'm watching We Are Tottenham TV from lunchtime, checking out Bob Spurs stuff, then yourself, and then early in the mornings checking Will stuff out from overnight. So it's pretty addictive. But it's a massive family out there, and it's so good to see such a community, and everyone's got their point of views, and it's just I think it just makes you enjoy being a Spurs fan even through the shit times. Just to get that feedback. So it's wicked. So just thanks to you guys for putting out such quality content and stuff that everyone's enjoying watching. So cheers.
No, thank you. I really do appreciate it. To be honest with you, I don't get why people like watching me. I'm just a clown on camera. I talk shit. You know what I mean? But look, I really do appreciate it.
Don't do yourself a disservice, David. Don't do yourself a disservice. You are absolute star, mate.
Yeah, mate. You don't know how good you are, honestly.
Lads, I just turn on the camera and go, lad. That's it. I just have my say. But I really appreciate that. And Rob, I know the lads do as well. Ben, do you actually, do you and Sim realise how many people you have inspired to do their own Spurs content? Because the link is back to your channel, back to your fan show. You know what I mean? How sound you are, how accessible you are. Do you actually understand how many people you have inspired? You should be so proud of yourself.
I mean, like I said to you, David, last week when we were doing the England stuff, I said to you that every time I see your channel, every time I see Bob's channel, every time I see all these channels of guys that have come on and contributed with us on our channel, it just makes me so proud to see the kind of how you guys are growing, how you guys are developing. And I just love it. I just literally love how this whole Tottenham community, this whole Tottenham family is growing day by day by day. And I mean, I don't see it like that in terms of how many people we've inspired. I just see it all as we're all in it together, all one big happy family. Yeah, we've got the kind of biggest channel out of everyone at the moment, but there are people out there like Expressions, who's absolutely massive, Chris Cowlin as well, who's massive channel. So you know what, there are loads out there, and I think we're all just one big family, and I literally love every single one of the channels, and I love seeing them all grow. And it's not like at Arsenal or at Chelsea where you see infighting with the channels and all that kind of stuff. Tottenham are completely different. We all love each other. We're all one big happy family. And it's like, would you ever see a big Arsenal channel go on a really small, or not? I wouldn't say small. Sorry to disrespect you, David, like that. But
No, lad, it's the truth, lad. Look, it's the truth. You're never going to hurt me, lad. It's the truth.
But you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, we're all trying to help each other. But you don't see that at many other clubs.
But David, don't you find it's easier for all of us, and I include Sim and Ben in this as well, to appreciate each other? There's so many times we've all mentioned, well, for a fact we've all mentioned Sim and Ben in all of our channels and most of our streams, but even amongst us, Simon from Premier, Josh from Debate, and yourself, and the Bryans, and Tottenham Away, and Lily White Lane, and I've probably forgotten, Matt. We all can easily, without thinking twice, we all mention each other, don't we? Without thinking, because there's no sense of competition or anything amongst any of us, and that's why we've got Sim and Ben. You probably don't. Ben, you probably don't know, but all of us have got a WhatsApp and a tweet thingy going on at the moment. There's all of us.
Thanks for the invite, mate. Thanks for the invite.
You guys get 1,000 tweets a day, hence the reason we didn't want to disturb you. But all of us have got and we always actually talk to each other saying, when you got your show on, because we don't want to, like David just said, we don't want to eat into your time. So we've actually got a timetable set up. So that again, is something that comes easy to us. There's no sense of and for me personally, there's a personal reason why I've come on and done mine. And you guys, I mentioned to you before, how much you've helped, and even now, these guys, the likes of Dave and everyone else, is helping. So I can't thank everyone enough.
I love it. I absolutely love it, and I love the community. I mean, like I said, I just love all of you guys' channels, and the thing you say about the timetable, it just exactly what I meant when I first came on, saying like there's non-stop Spurs content for our YouTube now. It's just amazing.
Yeah, no, look, it's brilliant. We have content all day long, and the good thing is that there's so many kind of variety opinions. Like everyone's doing their own different thing as well. It's not really the same. Everyone has their own different opinion. So what it does do is gives everyone else looking in from all them channels great broad knowledge, great broad talking points and stuff that they can pick up and help make their own decisions and stuff like that. And for me, it's absolutely brilliant. Like look, for me, I can only speak for myself, but since I came on, I found everybody nothing but friendly, everybody willing to help me. You know what I mean? And like Benji was saying, and it's true, for the bigger channels to come on such small channels, it's absolutely amazing because you don't see it with other clubs. With other clubs, there's infighting. Everyone wants to keep their own section of their followers and stuff like that. But a lot of people you see on this channel, you see on everyone's comments. You see them in everybody's comments, and it's absolutely amazing. And I want to big up to everybody out there actually as well, because I don't know where you guys get the time to tune in to every single one of us. There must be a few of you Skyping off work, a few sick days involved. But big yourselves up. It's absolutely brilliant. Rob, are you going to start a channel?
I don't think I'll get the time, mate, to be honest with you. I'm working now, but it's like but yeah, got you guys on here as well, but I don't know, it's just finding the time. I mean, hats off to you guys. I understand how much dedication it takes to put out that content, to plan it, to script it where you need to and everything like that, and then you've got the editing on top of it, and it's just a ridiculous amount of work. So maybe one day, but hats off to you guys doing it now, because like I say, if you've got a full-time job and you're doing that on top, it's true dedication for you.
Yeah, no, look, I can't speak for myself. I'm not working at the minute, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to put my all into this channel and make it work so I don't have to go back to work. That would be the aim and stuff like that. But we'll wait and see, because to be honest with you, look, I've been sick over the last couple of years.
That's what it's all about.
So this really would suit me to be able to do this full time. And look, I'm going to back myself. I'm going to back myself to try and make the most of it. But even if I can't go full time with it, I'm still going to sit here and produce the content. Look, the boys were working when they started their channel, and they just kept on going, and now they've got the rewards from it. So it is there if you're willing to put in the work. You know what I mean? But one thing I didn't realize was the amount of work that goes into it when I started it. It's crazy, and it's all the little things. It's all the little things you have to do, like tagging the videos, thumbnails, all this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? It's absolutely madness. And we have a super chat here from Wesley. He says, "Wish I could live over there and attend every match and be around Spurs fans. Do you guys expect a Jan Vertonghen farewell?"
No, I don't.
No,
unfortunately, I don't. I can't see it happening. I mean, We've seen players be here a long time in the past, and for some reason, these kind of farewells and testimonial things are a thing of the past, unfortunately. Don't see them very often.
Yeah, it's sad because I remember one year watching Sunderland play Ireland. I think it was for Niall Quinn. I think that was madness.
Yeah, I remember that. I think we got rid of Jan a year too early anyway, so I don't want to give him a farewell just yet. That's my personal opinion. I think there was another season left in him.
I agree with you, Bob. I agree with you, but I think the last testimonial we ever gave anyone was Bill Nick back in 2003 or 4 or something.
Yeah, and we've had a couple. Gary Mabbott didn't get one, did he?
Don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, was that his last game?
One. Oh, were you? Oh, yeah. Class, mate. Class.
Yeah, it was the last game of the season against Southampton.
Oh, man.
Wow. Nice. Wow. Well, lads, look, we're going to end it off here. I want to say a big thank you to Wesley and that. But before we do, I want to give you a chance to plug your channel. And if there's anything else you quickly want to talk about, fire away. And to Brian Ireland, put the link to your show in the description below so you can just get a straight transfer of the people watching straight over to yours. We'll start with you, Bob.
Yeah, I've got a little channel going on at the moment, Bob Spur TV, just looking at all things. When I say all things lighter in Spur, I did Davey mentioned it, I did a couple of serious streams yesterday with regards to online social abuse and accusations, which can be pretty serious. And obviously in hindsight in light of a very unfortunate passing away of a YouTube friend, I thought it was pretty important to put that out. And certain things have happened, Bob Spur Jr. is the star of the show, really, mate. You know, my 6-year-old son, and we just look at the Spurs in a different light when we can. But obviously, when it's time to get serious, we get serious. It's a small channel. I'm slowly but surely getting there. But like yourself, David, I'm doing it regardless. I do it for the love of it. I'm at home full time at the moment, recovering, and it kind of makes my day go a lot quicker. So it's great. It's great. And obviously watching you guys is absolutely fantastic as well.
No, 100%. Look, I encourage everybody, the Harris Army, get over there. I can't stress enough. Get over there. Show Bob Spur your love. Smash the like on his video. Smash the subscribe. And it's just about helping fellow Spurs fans out. It's about helping people achieve dreams. You know what I mean? And showing people that you like their content. So get over there and really help Bob Spur's channel grow. Benji?
Cheers, bud.
Yeah, man. Just thanks for having me on. You know where to find me. We are Tottenham TV on YouTube. Look, I think I'm looking through the comments now, and pretty much everyone I can see in the comments are a member of our channel. So, so look, thank you everyone for the massive support. It really means a lot. It really does. And for you, Bob, Rob, and Dave as well. I mean, you guys are amazing. So, thank you very much for having me on today.
Look, it's an absolute pleasure. It's a very nice surprise. As soon as I seen it, I wasn't sure if it was one of them fake accounts or not, lad. But I said I'd take the gamble. You know what I mean? If you want to come on, you're more than welcome. You know that, lad. Everyone always has a home here at the Irish Hotspur. Everyone.
Yeah, I kept saying that I'm going to come on. So I thought I'd do it tonight.
No, I really appreciate it. You know, as well, look, having to wait in the background and stuff like that, you didn't have to do it. So I really, really do appreciate it, man. Look, I had everyone a bit longer than what I intended today. But, it's been absolutely brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. Rob, do you want to have any final words before we end off, man?
Oh, no, just thanks for letting us come on tonight. It's great being on here with Bob Spur and Ben. Subscribe to your channels and that. So it's great to get your opinions on some of my questions, and just come on, you Spurs.
Thank you. No, thank you for coming on. And I want to apologise to you. You were waiting for so long and stuff like that. I do apologise. And I'm so glad you came back on, because, I'm absolutely delighted you were still tuning and came back on. So big yourself up. And you've been an absolute brilliant guest here as well. I think we'll all agree with that. Big up Wayne Bonner for the super chat. He says Gary Mabbott testimonial in 1996. Big up Wayne Bonner for the super chat as well, my man. And Wayne, actually, I want to see you on here next week. I keep telling you I want to see you here. I want to see the face behind the name. You better get on and give me a conversation next Friday. I'm not messing, my man. But honestly, lads, it's been absolutely brilliant. What I want to say is thank you, everybody, so much. I have a preview coming up. Everybody, thank you so much for the super chats. Smash a like on the stream. Smash a subscribe on the channel. The link for memberships, if you want to come and join us next week, is in the description below. And once again, in Jaws we trust. Come on, you Spurs. We all may be different channels, but we are Tottenham TV. Come on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.